goes.
You can start sharing shit.
Sharing?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I need to turn my phone.
I'm feeling small.
God, Andrew, why?
Andrew, you can actually sing. Why do you do this?
Because I sang earlier.
Oh,
I
my
used
phone's
all
already
of
loaded.
my singing points earlier.
His singing juice. Look, no, sir, that's sauce that makes you say, "Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Bone hurting juice.
ow, my bones."
Ow, oof, owie.
Oh, my bones really hurt. Oh,
Hey,
look
Brandon
at
is
this,
here.
Brandon.
Hey, Brendan.
What is that jacket?
That is a Michael Jackson looking jacket.
Oh, wait, what the fuck? It's black though.
I know. So
What?
you wear it in public and not stand out like a sore thumb.
Ow, my fucking back. All right.
That's the winner in the Curious Red.
My shoulder.
I know. That's why I was
Just
what the
making
fucking.
sure. There are some people that don't. They don't know. It's really weird.
Fair enough. And yeah, just that however you need to. Well, it's the front thing.
Most important films ever made in history, and people haven't seen it.
It's pretty good. Yeah, had a bunch of friends
Go
who
ahead.
hadn't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Testing.
Yeah, there you go.
Keep going.
Talking. This is me talking.
Like your full volume?
I mean, this is how loud I'm going to talk.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Do we have
I
a
was looking
topic
at the
tonight?
levels.
Kinda.
Is it Monster Hunter?
We're going to talk about Monster
That's all I'm
Hunter.
going to talk about.
Oh, here it goes.
I've been waiting 14 years for this game. So
That's something we ought to soundboard. Fucking the Keenan and Kel opening. Just Coolio come in. Oh, here it goes.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm Brandon, by the way.
Oh, there's Adam.
I
Nice to meet you.
think I've met you before.
Has he?
Seen you, maybe.
Really?
I don't know, have I?
Not with us, apparently.
He's
Yeah, I know.
the. I mean, they're friends, but to me, he's the lead guitarist in my band.
You wouldn't call
Oh,
yourself Adam's friend?
maybe I
Damn.
don't.
I would consider him my friend, but I knew you first. That I think we're friends now, but I knew you first as the guitarist.
You think we're friends now?
Yeah.
If it was up to me,
Just like
like,
that.
No, you knew him first as the camera guy.
oh yeah, that's
true.
fair. That's fair. That's who you were
That's why I think you were familiar, because I stole your name for a weekend.
at Orcon.
Maybe.
We got tickets again for that. If you actually, we're
Oh, hell
actually, Connor and I are gonna go. So if you want to buy
What day is it
ticket,
again?
it's like in 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I will try. What weekend?
We're gonna go Saturday, Sunday. So
Sorry.
if you want to go,
Well, I do, but I don't know if my schedule's already been made.
yeah, I understand.
Well, here-
'Cause
Well,
I
if you
think-
can go one day, that would be cool.
Yeah, but it's on a weekend. That's the thing. Those I have to request like 2 months in advance,
Gross.
usually. But Karina is a little weird.
Have I ever shared that trivia with you? You know, fucking Outkast performed the
Okay,
song
we
Rosa
need
Parks
30
on all
seconds
that.
of silence.
There's bad radio, good radio, and chaotic radio. In that order.
Was that a whole thing?
Ooh, welcome to the Kinda Gaming Show, live on Chaotic Radio and YouTube and Pornhub.
Let's keep this Capcom theme going. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
is, that
will.
what, is that what you did that, Connor?
Sure.
We'll just say yes.
He just likes the Mega Man.
Yeah, I didn't even make the connection. Wily's Castle is just a dope fucking song.
It's my ringtone.
Right now it is.
Yeah.
I had it for a bit.
I can
think.
hear us in the background on YouTube, my dude.
Oh, yeah, you can. That's an accident there. That
Ah.
one's fixed.
All right. So we got some things to talk about tonight. We're gonna be talking about Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon
Oh, baby.
because I started playing it for the first time
Oh.
on my new gaming PC.
Good. I
And
can't wait to hear your
then we're going to
thoughts.
talk about Monster Hunter.
Oh,
Then we're going to talk about games that are coming out.
No, we're not.
In the
We're
next
just gonna
week.
we're just gonna talk about Monster Hunter.
yeah.
Well, we're
talking
gonna
about
we're
some-
gonna take a good segment with that, but we're not.
We should probably
we're not
just-
going to turn into the Monster Hunter podcast.
We should probably go over like games and news first or something.
Games and news. You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because a big one that I was interested in is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
release date got announced.
Yeah, well, it's delayed till October.
That's fine because we have Monster.
Well, it didn't even have a release date before. It was
Yeah, it
just
was-
like sometime in summer or something.
Well, originally they were saying fall last year, and then they
Yeah.
pushed it to spring this year,
Oh,
and
spring,
now it's
okay.
October.
But-
this year.
But they give it a date too,
I
not just
think
October.
it's just fine because I mean we got the date for God of War, in April. We have Far Cry in
420.
March. I know 420, but it's like this finally gives us time to play all the games, and then
Right.
get
Well,
excited
okay, in
for Red Dead.
October it's going to be a little crowded.
Yeah.
It's going to be just because of the year.
There's usually like a dry spell, but through
it's-
summer anyway, isn't there?
Yeah,
And
because all
then-
sports games come out in like August and September.
You didn't mention Adam.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so sorry, everybody. We have a special guest on this week. His name is Adam. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm Adam.
Hello.
That's Adam. Not Adam Agro, who we've had on before. Adam, our buddy, our friend, excellent guitarist.
Adam, relatively passive.
Relatively passive.
Not aggro.
Instead of aggro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I get it.
I didn't even. I think he's too witty for us. That's going to happen a lot.
I like it.
You're going to say something, and it's going to take a second, and you're just going to be looking at us. Yeah, you're like, that's the joke.
These
yeah.
are the jokes, people.
Yeah,
That fucking guy.
I guess that's something we could talk about.
Said that to me.
The show.
Yeah, the show, very quickly.
How you guys got shafted?
Eh,
Yeah, well,
Did we get shafted?
I wouldn't
You
say
got,
that.
You got forced into just dragging time out, and then you got
That's true.
And then you had to go up again.
We had a half an hour long set. For a little, just quick background, Miguel, Adam, and myself were in a band called the Losers Parade. We did our first show at Amigos Cantina and Grill, and our half an hour set got extended to 45 minutes on the spot.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing, though, right?
it came out to fucking close to an hour. Of
Yes and
performing.
no, because we have our set is half an hour, and we have about 35 minutes.
But you only
They
like
don't know-
made
they don't
30
know more
minutes
songs.
of music.
Yeah, because
get it.
we've only been a band for a couple months, so
How
we're
did it
like,
get extended? Were you guys that good?
no, because we were on stage, and he said, "Keep going."
He wasn't
Yeah.
ready.
They weren't ready to go on.
Oh,
Yeah.
And on top of that, they also at halfway through, they're like, "Hey, you guys need to quiet it down to a pop
Oh, yeah.
punk group."
wait. So they told you guys to quiet down. I'm
And
sure they told
the
you to
restaurant.
keep it going.
Yeah.
The restaurant wanted us quieter. I
But
think.
they invited you guys to perform there.
But it wasn't a thing put on by the restaurant. They were just hosting an event.
Well, if they're hosting it and it's music, they got to anticipate it's going to be kind of loud.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah,
Common
well,
sense.
there was it was a little
don't have
strange,
any clue.
but overall, it was a good first show. Lots, there's probably about 100 people there. I would probably guesstimate 100,
Somewhere around there, yeah.
30 at most.
Yeah, whatever the capacity of that restaurant was.
that's rad, guys.
I would probably say there was 100 actually paying attention to us, and probably like 30 people over in the corner wishing we would stop.
Yeah. There weren't any booze, though. I guess that's
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, 100 people. That's pretty darn good.
no overt contempt for us, at least.
These headphones are terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you complain about them every week.
Those are the exact ones I use at work every day.
I have to like put them behind my head because the treble is insane.
Yeah, they're just also not comfortable. Those ones suck.
Yeah, I can get over the comfortableness.
Oh, I can't. My ears are tender, I guess.
Love me tender.
I blast music
yeah,
really
I-
loud in my face a lot.
I wouldn't say we were shafted. I don't think any of us would during the show. It went really well.
I see.
Yeah, it's not like you guys got a big audience
You didn't-
and you got to
You
perform
did it
for a
for
long
free,
time.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept saying, "I'm gonna get my money's worth," and then he
Yeah.
like pulled you up again, and then like had you guys, and he's like, "Just play something while I rap over it." And I was like,
Yeah. Like very abruptly at the end of the night when I know I was ready to go. I was tired. I actually screwed up a song for the first time that night because I was just exhausted, and he brought us up on the spot.
I've done that before when I was playing. I was in a few bands in high school, but one of them, like, we wrote about 3 songs before we had a performance.
Right.
So during the performance, I swapped the guitar riff for 2 songs. Luckily, it was like the same tempo, so I made it work. But
Yeah.
I remember playing and then looking over, and everybody was looking at me like, "It's the wrong song.
Yeah.
What the fuck?" Like, oh, all right.
Yeah, but it was good overall. We got a few more things in the works. I'm trying to find a list of games that are coming out this like week.
Would you like me to tell them?
I mean,
You
you.
got Shadow of the Colossus remake.
That's why I knew that one's coming out soon, which I'm really excited for.
Very excited.
I already played the remake on PS3. I don't know
No,
if I
that was a
want it.
remaster.
Yeah,
this
sorry,
is
remaster.
completely rebuilt.
Okay, fair
From
enough.
like the ground up.
But I don't know
Yeah,
if I,
Oh, wow.
with new game mechanics and everything.
okay, there's some new stuff.
That's why I'm excited.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, they're changing
I
the
will.
physics.
UFC 3
I
is
don't know
coming
if
out
that's enough.
tomorrow.
that is coming out. Yeah,
I'm a big UFC,
I know you
the
are.
games fan. They're very fun. So
it's very hard to get excited about other games coming out when Monster Hunter is so perfect.
I have
It's
to
pretty
ask.
fucking great.
So wait, the Shadow of the Colossus coming out. You said in 2 weeks.
It comes out on the 6th, so it comes
Okay.
out this week.
Oh, okay. And I didn't look into it. Did they add the Colossi that they couldn't do before because of memory issues? Or
That I'm not sure about.
I think I did hear that there would be more, like
because
a
there
couple.
were, I think 7. There were 7 that they didn't add because
Wow.
there wasn't enough memory before.
That's more
That's
than
crazy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Either way.
I don't know. Okay,
looking
so
forward to it.
I got a decent list here. Battalion 1994 is
Hmm.
coming out on Steam.
Wait, 1994?
I'm sorry, 1944.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Battalion
happened?
1994.
Well,
what
yeah,
happened
it's-
there?
It's
I
ironic.
have no idea.
I read conflict stuff.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
The
say
Gulf
Desert
War was
Storm.
happening?
Yeah,
Gulf War, there
War.
we go.
Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, is
On
being
PC.
released on PC.
Oh, okay. I'm like that came
Yeah.
out last summer.
No. Bleed 2 is getting its console release.
know what that
On
is.
February 8th, Civilization 6 is
Wow.
coming out.
Wait.
Wow,
been
that's
out.
quick.
Is it like an add-on?
Oh, it's a
for it?
DLC. Yeah, it's
okay.
Civ 6
Okay,
Rise
yeah,
and
like-
Fall.
I was
they
like, Civ 6 has
porting
been
it?
out for over a year now.
Yeah.
Anyway, the really big one is Dynasty Warriors 9. It's
That
coming
looks,
out
no,
on
that looks
February
like fun.
13th.
To be honest, it looks like a lot of fun. Like
Sure.
visually, it looks beautiful. The combat looks much better than any other of those Omega Force games. Check it out.
No.
Okay.
I will make you check it out
At least
because
look
I
at
will
gameplay
have
because
it.
it looks a lot better than before.
Okay, show me the
Yes.
gameplay.
All right,
After
I'm
Neo, I think they stepped it
I'll
up.
look into it. Oh, did they make Neo?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's Team Ninja and Omega Force.
I've only tried it on a friend's laptop.
Look at that.
Neo, that is. Didn't feel very good to me.
Neo
but-
is wonderful, but it is a little clunky. Yeah, so I know what you
I
mean.
wouldn't. I mean, anytime you play something on a friend's laptop, I feel like you're not playing at it.
Well, I was playing with a
Yeah.
controller.
Right.
Unless it's my laptop. 'cause
This
it's
is
the nice one.
this is just that bring up about the unused Colossi. So originally they had 48 in mind. They cut it down to 24, and then they were only able to put 16 in the game. So there's 8 that were never done.
Oh, it was 16. I don't know why I thought it was 12 in the main game.
So yeah, there's eight unused Colossi.
Anyway,
It
so-
looks better than Berserk. I mean, Berserk is fun for the story, but it doesn't play well.
I would never expect an anime game to be done well.
Some of
I-
them are really good.
I thought. I mean, personally, I really enjoyed the Attack on Titan game
Yeah.
that came out. It
Yeah, it's the
felt
same.
really good. It's by Koei Tecmo,
I
also.
know. It's the same people that did Berserk as well.
Oh,
The Band
same
of the
people
Hawk.
that did Neo.
Yeah.
Koei Tecmo do? Are they a developer? I thought they were a publisher.
No, they
They're
developer.
the developer, and then the what is it? Omega Force is the publisher, I think.
Yeah.
That sounds backwards. I've never heard of Omega Force.
But anyway, that game is fantastic. Like being able to actually glide through the air, it feels great. Kind of like how Spider-Man 2 did back on like PS2.
Mm-hmm.
The first time you could ever fly around as Spider-Man, everyone's like, "Oh, holy crap, it's so great!" That's how it felt.
Good.
This year, a second Attack on Titan game is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
So we should look at that.
yeah, absolutely.
Excited for that
Figure out
one.
when that's coming out.
Yeah,
It's
it's coming this year sometime.
gliding through the air just feels, and like the way you have to precisely use your blades and like resharpen them and do everything like they do in the show. And if you get picked off, you're just done.
That's rad.
It's awesome. It's really cool.
Do you get to play as a Titan? Like when
you
they
do
air?
during the
Okay,
story
cool.
mode.
I figured.
You get to play as a Titan, and then I didn't finish the game. I got probably up to where I could play as Levi,
Nice.
and Levi just is
the
overpowered. Like you're just
Sounds about right.
you're sitting there, and like you're having a moderate time like killing Titans. It's not hard because but it's
They're
not
hard.
easy.
Yeah, they're just hack and slash.
Exactly. But then you play as Levi, and you just start like spinning like stupid, and then they just die. It's amazing. It's all timing.
I mean, that's like Berserk, but obviously it's guts, so he can't really die. That's why it gets kind of stale really fast. You're just swinging your sword, and there's a move that you just keep doing it continuously, and it gets stronger every time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that sounds like shit.
It's one of those games like if I was a fan of Berserk,
Yeah.
I would probably play full knowing that it's probably not a good game.
I only play for the story because it follows the manga really, really well. But
Berserk does.
yeah, So and it goes all the way up until like somewhere pretty recently too,
Oh, cool.
which is really cool because it's still going on. It's been going on since '89, so
Yeah.
a long running anime and manga.
Yeah, the anime not so much.
Not so much. No, they kind of fucked that
They're
up.
on the second version of it, aren't they?
They're on the 5th season of the second version.
Yeah.
They started with like they called it season 1. I'm like, oh, you're just going to ignore the whole 26 episodes of season 1 and the 3 movies to sum that up.
Yeah.
They're like,
The
yeah,
good part of Berserk.
I'm like, well, we can make it better now.
Yeah.
Is it-
Yeah, I guess you can.
You can, but you didn't.
is it kind of like a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood
Reverse.
situation there?
Reverse. Except, well, not
Well,
really.
no,
because,
it's not the same situation at
Yeah,
all.
because
actually.
Brotherhood was just a remake of it.
Well,
Brotherhood-
I thought
Brotherhood-
Brotherhood more closely followed
Brotherhood
the manga.
followed the manga.
Yeah, but it was like it was like a redo of it. The new season of Berserk is continuing on where the other one left.
Okay.
So if you start watching the new Berserk in 2016, you'll have no idea the good stuff that happened in Berserk.
Oh, that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, so that's why it's annoying they call it season 1 and cause people to think that there was no good part of Berserk. In 96.
That's
So,
dumb.
Yeah.
I can't think of a movie that's done that. The closest thing I can imagine is the very first, the Bourne movies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I saw the third one first,
Ultimatum.
Ultimatum. So they were all like, there was tons of flashbacks and other things. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, there's no flashbacks in the Berserk though. That's the problem.
I mean, and Matt Damon's not in Berserk, which is also a problem.
I guess that would be a problem.
Like, let me ask you a question: would Berserk be better with the inclusion of Matt Damon?
He would probably be one of the people that died pretty quick.
I mean, that's fine, but
Just
yeah,
as long
sure, why not?
I don't.
as long as he gets to participate.
Yeah, as long as he gets to participate, he can be like.
If
what's
there
his
was
name,
just
Gaston.
if there was just a panel of Matt Damon in manga form, that would
Yeah.
be good enough.
Oh yeah.
I can think of a character he can play.
I guess I was about to say the question is it Matt Damon actually in the manga, or is Matt Damon playing a character?
Hold up. Before we
All
keep
right.
going, Andrew, pull your mic down just a little bit. That D on Damon.
Yeah, he's
Damn.
All right, there
some
you
of
go.
the syllables are fucking loud.
Some of my
Damn.
syllables.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not hitting the D hard enough.
Yeah, exactly.
The letter D. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
So-
a stupid question, but
I'm
sometimes you just
curious.
need more.
I need to know what you feel about Blood Dragon.
Oh, sure. So the reason why we're going to be talking about that is I just got my first gaming PC. That's
You didn't just get it; you just got it working.
that's fair.
It
I
was
just
working within the week.
I
so.
just had to go to Best Buy today and get another Wi-Fi USB because the one I got was only compatible with 2.4 gigahertz.
You don't have a USB.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wi-Fi
it
It
USB.
wasn't built in.
Yeah, I was shown them. They didn't have the wires to go
Uh-huh.
out the back at Micro Center,
Oh,
and then also those little Wi-Fi cards. Those things are like $20, and he was like, "I'm looking for $10."
It's
on,
fine.
man.
It's fine. Like it's just a USB. Like it's fine. I have
But you're
like
saying it's
7
not
USB
working
ports.
right.
No, but the old one wasn't. So I
Oh,
got a new
okay.
one that's dual band, and now my internet's much better.
Yeah.
I did like an Ookla speed test before, and I was downloading at like 3 Mbps and uploading at like 4, so I couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
I tested it right before I left, and I was downloading at 66 and
Oh,
uploading
that's-
at like 20.
That's over USB.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
that's
not
that's
bad.
surprisingly good.
Yeah, because I was gonna say USB would be a lot slower than getting a card.
I mean,
What's the do you know the speed you're getting at the house?
That was what he was getting before. on
that's
his
what I was
laptop.
getting on my laptop.
No, what's going to the house? What the
What you guys are paying for?
bandwidth.
Yeah,
Oh,
what is being provided?
80?
80. Oh, okay, so that's really good.
It's probably what he's actually getting because it speeds up to 80.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
so that zero problems. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a big drop off at all.
like when I downloaded Blood Cry Fart or
My-
Blood
my-
Cry
Blood-
Far Dragon.
Wow.
that's better than that's better
we
than
got
the
a new
adapter
game
in the
idea.
PlayStation.
Far Dragon Blood Cry.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it.
Blood
I like
Dragon
it.
Far Dragon Blood Cry.
I'm
when
gonna
I
make a game
downloaded
called Blood Cry because that
Blood
sounds
Cry.
cool.
Blood Cry.
Yeah.
That sounds like a metal band.
Sounds like an. Yeah. It does.
You're like, yeah, actually, you nailed it.
Probably is one.
Probably. Like, I'm pretty sure if we go on SoundCloud and put in Blood Cry.
Not like blood tears.
Yeah.
Tears
Can-
of blood.
Hey, Connor, can you go ahead and SoundCloud Blood Cry?
Oh Lord,
Okay.
no! Wait, don't do it. That's gonna.
Before I get rid of this page and before we get out of news talking, I thought this was funny. Is that Nintendo delayed the paid service for their fucking?
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was funny because I saw some people actually complaining about it. I'm like, why are you complaining? They're literally not adding anything. They're just making you pay for it.
The people complaining are probably playing on PlayStation and Xbox and paying for it.
Well, it was really funny because the people, like, there was one guy who was complaining. He's like, well, we're almost a year into the thing and we still don't have full internet service. And I was like, it's the same internet service. They're not adding anything except for an app that you can talk on, which you have to use your phone. And they're also adding, like, every month they're adding like a game, like a classic game. It's kind of, they said they don't know if it's going to be like Netflix where it's just like, hey, play these old school Nintendo games, or if it's going to be like Xbox Live Gold and whatnot. Where
The
they add
Netflix
one.
thing would be cool.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's $20 a year, but they're saying late September now. And it's like, you getting the same service. Just download Discord on your phone.
Discord is working
Making
on
an
a
app.
Switch thing too, right?
Yeah. They said that they're going to work on making an app so that you could actually just have chat on the fucking system.
It runs in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, which,
So-
okay, cool. Why didn't Nintendo do this? But that might be why they're delaying it.
When
So,
they say classic Nintendo title, is it to be implied that this is in lieu of something like the what is it, virtual console?
What
Oh,
about-
yeah, like that's what a lot of people are like. That's what I'm kind of like annoyed with, because they haven't done any virtual console yet,
Yeah,
and they've been talking about having these like games each month with having the online service,
right.
and it's like I'd rather just have virtual console, like buy the games I want and just be done with it.
Absolutely, because I've been passively interested in buying a Switch myself, and every time it comes up with Miguel, I've been asking, well, do they have any plans for virtual console? Is there going to be virtual console? Apparently nothing yet, right?
Yeah,
This
I,
whole time I thought there was.
I think anytime you've asked, I've been
really
like, I don't
weird.
fucking know.
So I get. Would,
I don't
would
pay
you,
much attention. To
Would you prefer? So let's say it's like it's the way Xbox does, because there's
Game Pass or
PS
Gold?
Now. There's PS
Oh,
Now.
it's awful. That's
I know
what was
PS Now's
thinking.
not great, but the
Yeah.
Xbox version is actually really good.
You actually download
Because
the
you
game.
download the games and there's no
okay.
latency. So I'm asking, if they did that with Nintendo and you were just like, oh, well, here's your 50 virtual console games this month. You can download them and play them for as long as you want, as long as you keep paying that monthly subscription. Would you rather have that or virtual console?
Are they essentially the same thing?
No,
No.
because virtual console means you'd have to pay for each game individually, but you wouldn't. So let's say you specifically want to play Super Mario RPG,
Right.
you have to buy that. Or in the other scenario, Super Mario RPG might not be on that games list for that month, so you might not be able to play it. So there's kind of like a give and take
Do
there.
you think that it would be like cycle through every month? Like only.
That's what they're
Okay,
saying. Yeah,
that's
it'd be like a
terrible.
few games each month or something.
No,
just
okay,
like
the other
how
one.
just how fucking games with gold and shit works.
Because not everybody has
you
like,
get-
time to play. All
you
in a
keep the
month.
games with gold
Yeah.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they were saying the same thing with this.
Oh, okay.
They were
That would
saying
be
that
good.
once you have them, they'd be on your.
Well, Brandon was
Oh,
talking
then-
about cycling out, not
Yeah,
staying,
I thought
but-
you meant like cycling out, like Netflix, like gets rid of shows when you're in the middle of a season.
But yeah, that's the thing. They haven't been clear on it at all. They said they might do that too. So who fucking knows?
Netflix specifically gets rid of shows when you are in the middle of it.
They do.
They just wait until you are in the middle.
Yeah. It's like, oh, cool. Take away all my movies.
Yep.
Just take everything. It's fine.
It's weird.
It's fine, Netflix.
It's weird how Pulp Fiction is on and off of Netflix like over time.
Yeah, that should just stay there.
Yeah, like
it's
they
beautiful.
know people are going to complain if it's off.
Yeah, but that's why it keeps it fresh is when they take it off and people complain that it's not there and they bring it back. It's like, yeah, it's back again. And then it gets hyped again.
It's
why they do it.
So it's like Skyrim.
Yeah, it's marketing.
It's a don't know what you got till it's gone situation. They want to remind you how precious Pulp Fiction is.
Exactly. Like we
why
need
I
a
have it on
reminder.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of, speaking of the monthly things, PlayStation, the free games this month. The reason why I bring it up is they're giving
boy.
away Rhyme, which
Oh,
is
good. I've been wanting to play
fantastic. Why are you looking like that?
Oh, I just don't give a shit.
I've been wanting to
Rhyme
play
is
that
so
one.
good.
I'm not familiar with Rhyme. What is that? I've heard of it.
Rhyme
What
is
A puzzle
a
platformer.
cel-shaded puzzle platformer with a fantastic story and soundtrack. So kind of the same graphic styles like Wind Waker. Really good.
It looks really pretty.
It is really pretty, and I remember I personally haven't played it. Cassie has, but I remember I was just like doing something. I turn around. I'm not going to spoil anything, and she's literally crying.
Nice.
Like that's how much the game moved her, and I'm just like, what is going on? And she's hiding behind her controller, and all I see are her eyes, and just like this, and she's like,
That's
it's-
wonderful.
exactly. Whenever a game I feel like can move you to tears, it's reached another level
Yeah.
almost.
Speaking of games that move you to tears, though, also available for February will be Knack.
Yeah, Knack is available. If you know, I think that's going to bring you to tears in a different way.
Knack
That's
is
what- yeah.
Knack is also a game.
That is, it's very true.
Subjective, but
I mean, but the games have been really good lately. Like last month, they gave away Deus Ex: Mankind Divided
Oh,
and
yeah.
Batman
Did they?
Telltale.
Oh yeah.
The month before that, they gave away Metal Gear Solid 5.
wow, I have the
For free.
definitive edition.
See, Adam will fucking get mad at me, but I'm like, I feel like they finally, like, those past 2 months is like, yes, I'm so glad I have PlayStation Plus for those two. That's
I
the
just,
first time I felt that way.
I don't know. I personally wish people were more receptive to the indie titles.
I completely agree.
That's
There's
what
people
Andrew's
like
all about.
Miguel who are just cocknoses that look at it and just be like, no, that doesn't look like a fucking AAA game. I don't want to waste my time with that.
Not what it's about.
Let me
That's how I
ask-
got into Hotline Miami. Was
Oh, yeah.
from
Oh,
the
baby.
free
Yeah,
PlayStation.
but that
City.
looked
Speaking
cool.
of aesthetics, yeah.
That's the thing.
Let me ask though, Miguel. Do you at least claim the title each month?
No.
No, because
No?
I don't have any interest in them.
You don't
I don't
flag it.
claim them either
No.
because I don't really go on the PlayStation Store unless I need to redeem a code.
It's just like what I do. I go on there and I'm like, if I have PlayStation Plus, I will claim them all, whether or not if I want to play them. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, maybe in the future I will do a review of it, or
yeah.
I will do a let's play of it,
I
or
actually-
stream
Makes
it.
sense.
I actually deem them not worth my time to go into the fucking PlayStation Store and
I mean, yeah,
start
I'm
downloading.
upset.
When I turn on my PlayStation, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Exactly.
So the only reason I go on the PlayStation Store is if I have a code in my hand to redeem something for said game. So,
I think you
I
and
know the
I
code's there.
see more.
but
You
I
and-
like those kind of games. That's the thing is like when I find out that they were free, I get all disappointed. Like, oh, should have checked.
Shit, I missed.
Yeah.
And then I
It-
missed.
I mean, if I'm paying for PlayStation Plus, I'm going to check what's free that month because I'm
Oh, for
paying
sure.
for
I
it.
do. I always check.
I mean, I play online. Like you know, everything that I play is online. So I pay for the games that I'm playing.
The only game I play online that's not like Fortnite, which you can play without PlayStation Plus
Oh,
because it's
interesting.
free. You can play any of the free-to-play games online without PlayStation Plus.
And I
that's
think
cool.
that's unique to PlayStation, isn't it? Like on Xbox, you would have to have a gold subscription.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do, which is
That's how
stupid.
it was before. I don't know if it's still that way.
PC.
But what's funny is like
Well-
Final Fantasy 14 still requires a $15 subscriction every month and the PlayStation Plus.
God, that shit's absurd. I
Yeah.
don't know how you do
Done
it.
it for 3 years. I know it's ridiculous. But then Destiny and now Monster Hunter is only online, which is amazing.
We're gonna get
It
there.
was phenomenal.
We're
Okay.
gonna get there. I promise. Like we have, I don't know how long.
Thank you, Miguel.
It's okay. I'm somewhat interested in it, but it's okay. We'll go there. I would say you and I see more eye to eye. Like I will, even if I look at a game and I'm just like like it doesn't look that great, I still need to play it because there are sometimes games that you can't judge by looking at it. You need to actually feel how it controls. Or
So are you saying that you actually like try each game?
yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Every month.
I just hoard them.
Well,
I at least collect them.
I mean, I will. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I do it right away, but every game that comes out, unless I specifically already know that it's not like Amnesia, I know it's a good game.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like that's gonna scare the shit out of me. I'm not into
Not
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Resident Evil 7 is about as scary as I can go.
Yeah.
That's
like,
a good one, though.
That's like me with spicy food.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if it's a horror game that's free, I'm like, I'm getting this, and the only time I will play this is if I'm doing a let's play.
Oh yeah.
You know, now that I think about it, I've bought games off the PlayStation Store, but I haven't gotten any for free. Like I've bought like Undertale,
Have you redeemed any
a
of
whole
them?
bunch of games. Yeah, of course. I bought them
What's
so I can play them.
No, but yes, you haven't redeemed any of the free games.
I don't think so.
Damn.
Oh man.
I have to like go through my thing. I'll like download free games that are always free,
Right.
like Hatsune Miku.
Never redeemed any of the Plus games
fine.
though.
You didn't grab a
Well, like
Metal
it-
Gear Solid?
I have
right.
the definitive edition after
What
I
about,
traded in the standard.
What about Mankind Divided?
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex.
No, I haven't played that one yet.
Ah, you missed
Time's
it.
a
then.
No,
thing,
it's
man.
still you can still download it for the next few days.
Oh, cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still free then for
Sweet.
a couple of
Yeah,
days.
I wanted to play that one.
Snag it.
Yeah, and I
Thank
mean,
you.
not that I don't remember. I always forget. Are you pro Telltale games or anti Telltale games?
No opinion.
No opinion. Okay, that's fair.
I didn't grab Batman because I mean Batman's cool, but I don't have as much interest in that.
Black Man?
I will.
Ah.
One of the like best. Like once I heard it, I could not hear it. The guy playing Falcone, the voice actor, is Sully from Uncharted. So
That's funny.
I'm just hearing him say all these things. I close my eyes and I see Sully. It's great. It was surprisingly good, that game. Though I'm a huge Batman fan in Telltale, so I feel like
Right.
if I didn't like it, something really would
Went
have gone
wrong.
to go wrong with that. Anyway, so going back to full circle, I got a gaming PC recently. It's working now, and one of the first games I downloaded was Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Because of my limitations, I had maybe like a handful of games that are actually like graphic intensive, and they're all older. I have like Tomb Raider, the first one,
So
or
they
the remake,
were.
the
reboot.
remaster.
That's one that is commonly used to like benchmark new PCs. So.
Yeah, it still is, but it's kind of the like.
It
No, it
was-
still is.
Which
It's like
one is?
low end.
The
Crisis?
low end.
Oh.
Yeah. It used to be an actual benchmark.
Tomb Raider.
Oh, Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
The definitive
Like-
edition one?
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
you can
Interesting.
run Tomb Raider in like 80 frames a second, and it's like
I mean, Rise of the Tomb Raider was really beautiful and still holds up. I mean, that's Rise, it's the sequel,
Yeah.
but
Tomb,
still.
Tomb Raider looks good. I got that one. I got Far Cry. I have like Saints Row the third.
Play the fourth one.
I'm just like these
Four is
are.
the best.
I have like Dirt 3. Like very few games that are actually
the funny thing.
Heavy.
The funny thing about those games is like visually, yeah, that shit's insane.
But they're fun
they're
games.
always real easy to run because that's
Yeah.
all they are.
Yeah.
Is they're just like, oh yeah, it's physics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
racing games. It's like they look incredible because they don't actually have to do a whole lot.
Yeah,
a
there's
whole
like
lot
no
of-
content to them.
I
Well,
mean-
there's just content. I should say there's no mass.
Yeah,
There's no meat.
Not
to
enough assets
Not a bunch
to
of
render
crazy
it
assets, yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
I wonder. We had that the dev on like 2 weeks ago, and he was having that game where like each pixel
That
they
was
rendered.
crazy.
I wonder if that game
Oh,
is
the
going to be
racing one.
harder to run than like a regular racing game because of how they rendered it.
No, I think those ones are actually like an open world. Like the track is like the map.
Let me
and
try-
it's not like rendering as you go. It's just already pre-rendered.
Let me try to explain this because that didn't tell you what the game was at all.
Oh dear.
No, not yeah. Oh dear. It's a racing game where like it's one of those old school arcade looking like a pole position.
Right.
Yeah, it's like that where it's 2D but it looks 3D. Where each like line of depth, where there were like 30 something, I think it was.
I don't remember the scale, but
Yeah, every line is like is a drawing. Like it's here we go. Pull it up.
no, yeah, I was gonna say the best example is F-Zero
Huh.
because it uses that mode 7, but this doesn't. So it's a good comparison.
So yeah, like you were saying, every one of these trees were like individually drawn and then moved one frame by frame instead of
Being 3D objects.
yeah.
So it uses sprites basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, then it should run no problem.
layers.
No, yeah.
They're all sprites, but they don't scale at all. So what they're doing is it's creating new sprites every frame.
So that's a shitload of sprites.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. I'm like, if this game would actually be harder to run than like a
And it's-
regular racing game because of it
Nah.
doing
No.
that.
No, because
It's
not
still
too many-
images.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
polygons or not
Yeah.
a whole lot of colors. They're all just solid.
I think at this point any form of 2D gaming is essentially just trivial.
Yeah.
That's
Like
fair.
South Park Stick of Truth, for example.
Fantastic game.
That's
Yeah.
a game you can run on anything, even though it's it's detailed and it's a fully featured game, but it's still
Yeah, even my laptop could run Cuphead. It could not record Cuphead while playing it. It would die.
That's surprising because your laptop could play and record League, couldn't it?
No,
No, it couldn't record.
no, that was my toaster.
sorry what.
My computer. I had a netbook before that, and I would record League videos on a channel I called the Bubble Hero.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, and I was looking back, I'm like, wow, I was
play a lot of
recording at
Nami?
like 19 frames a second.
Oh yeah.
Horrible.
You know
Anyway,
what's crazy is Gundam Versus, you can't record at all. Like it turns off that feature on your PlayStation because the first like 2 pages, like when you start the game, has you scroll really slow through all their terms and conditions and their privacy policy, and then accept that you will never share footage of this game.
Wow.
Damn.
It's ridiculous.
Whack.
so how are you like supposed to do a review of it?
You can't.
I mean, you can't. It's called fair use.
Okay, but
Well,
Yeah, but
You-
the
But
D-
if you agree to that,
you agree to it.
you
there's-
definitely can't monetize it.
there's
probably.
the DHCP as well. It probably just doesn't even let it be recorded.
It's-
If you hit the
Oh, the
share
external-
Well,
button,
you would have to use an external
yeah, you could do it
yeah, if
externally.
you get capture card or something.
capture card, right?
Yeah.
Record it real time.
Or
But if
you
hit the
could-
share
Or
button
an
on your
HDMI
PlayStation,
switch.
Go
nothing
real
pops
old
up.
school and put in a VHS.
You know, what's-
Yeah.
you know what's
That look
funny
cool.
is HDMI switches, how it's like an honor system thing, because you don't have to disable HDCP if you have an HDMI switch, because for some reason it recognizes it. That's how they were getting around it before
Interesting.
Nope.
they gave you the ability to disable HDCP when
Don't they-
PlayStation's first launch.
Don't they actually come with like little warnings like don't use this to bypass anything? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah,
See,
it's
it's
an honor
different
system.
when-
That's what I was saying.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's different if they tell you not to do something. You're like, okay, whatever. But it's different if you say like, I agree,
Right.
personally, that I'm not going to do this.
But also, it's like
It's legally
they
binding.
can't prove you fucking did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless they find you.
Yeah,
But look
and
at
then
that.
the-
It's beautiful.
So I've been playing Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, and okay, first of all, I am not good at shooters. Connor had said it doesn't translate like being good on shooters on console as compared to PC. But having never really played a story-based first-person shooter on PC, I was dying during the tutorial.
How'd you like that tutorial, though?
It was great.
Did you hear the dialogue?
Yeah, it was
Okay, good.
fantastic. I heard the dialogue and all that. Like it was, but
best.
like just actually putting my fingers on WASD and trying to like crouch and doing all the
WASD.
different thing. WASD. No, I'm saying
Wait,
it that way.
adding one.
WASD.
WASD.
No,
Hey,
you
no
put it-
one says that.
This I didn't
I
play
do
on
now.
PC,
I don't
though.
care.
Yeah, this I played on PS3, so
like-
I don't know how it
You have two A keys on your fucking keyboard.
Look at how cool this is. This is a PS3 game.
I know when Blood Dragon came out.
I love this game so much.
So you put your fingers on D-Saw, and then what happened?
D-Zone, yeah. So I was just dying a lot, but the actual game itself is really cool. All the cutscenes are like 16-bit. The music is fantastic. I'm probably about 3 hours into it, and I will just say so far, it is. I'm having fun with it, but it's even still with the theme and everything. I think this is really solidifying the fact I don't like first-person shooters that much.
Fair.
So I'm
That's fair.
guessing you haven't played the standard Far Cry 3?
No,
I don't like the other Far Cry games.
No?
No. I only like this because of the aesthetic.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
like the,
I don't care for first-person shooters either, except
I
Destiny.
gotcha.
Destiny and Overwatch, that's it.
I was having the most fun once they gave me the bow and arrow, and that's basically exclusively
The
what I've
blue
been
one?
using.
I love the bow and arrow. That's what I used exclusively as well once I got it.
Brandon, real quick, said something about you just mentioned Overwatch. I wasn't paying attention to the
Sorry,
conversation. 'cause
Jesus.
I felt empty because I didn't spend 6 hours watching Overwatch League today, so I decided to check the standings. What happened in the matches? Fucking Seoul got 4-0'd by
wow.
London.
Wow.
Classic Soul. What is
No,
that?
that's opposite.
opposite.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
South Korea.
Seoul, yeah, Seoul
Korea.
Dynasty. Yeah, Seoul in South Korea.
They're like
It's a
one of
city.
the best. They won
They
the
were-
tournament last year at Blizzard Con.
They were
BlizzCon.
So
Yeah, they were Lunatic High back, or not back then, but that's where the players came from. The
Yeah.
team was Lunatic High.
Look at this. I love
But yeah, to give a
cyborgs.
little rundown on who they are real quick, because Adam doesn't know anyone.
Oh yeah, in Overwatch League, yeah, Lunatic High was the South Korean team that has been like dominating Overwatch since season 2.
right.
Because at first it was a team called Envious, that was put together by a guy
Anyways.
called Internet Hulk, and he died. In the Overwatch League teams, because the Overwatch League teams are new, they were all made up of people that were just already in the professional scene.
Right.
And they basically were just stomping everyone until last week when they got stopped by another South Korean team that's representing New York, and this week the other one that's representing London.
You know
It,
what?
it didn't look like it was going to happen. The other teams did not look up to snuff.
I've always found it really funny that South Korea is like huge on esports, right? They have stadiums. It's like
Right.
13 of celebrities, but all the esports they play are all American games.
Yeah,
Like StarCraft 2 is the biggest one. Now Overwatch and League,
yeah. Korean games aren't promoted super heavily.
but I mean Japan is right there, and majority of games come out of Japan.
yeah,
so-
well,
They're good games.
I wouldn't say majority. Well,
Majority of good games from Japan.
I won't
I
even
wouldn't
say,
say that
that.
either.
Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Capcom is also in Japan.
Grand Theft Auto.
I mean, Rockstar. I mean, there's
All
a
of
ton of
Rockstar, yeah.
American There are a
ton
ton
of
of
them.
very good American
I don't know,
companies.
Square Enix and From Software, Capcom.
BioWare.
BioWare is not Japanese, but
Exactly.
no, yeah. That's
That's
it's
the
listed.
three that I mentioned before are my favorite
Yeah.
games of all time. Like they make all my favorite.
They put out
games.
all your favorite games,
Exactly.
not the majority of the best.
I
games.
will-
I don't care about everybody else's opinions.
I will say that Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon started off like very disappointing. I don't want
Also-
like turret section.
It's like straight
That's like
up
the most-
Escape from LA.
Turret sections in video games are the most basic.
That's not the point.
That is the point.
No,
I
the
don't
point is what's going on. Like
think what's
you're
going
just-
on is a
you're
turret
mowing
section.
the fuck out of people.
Like you do in any
Yeah.
turret section.
yeah, but this is
But-
different.
but
Blood
now
Dragon
it's-
is about like 80s, just over the top action.
Yeah,
Yeah, now
after
it's
this,
a
he's saying it
aesthetic.
started off
No,
disappointing. 'cause
after that it was great. But like whenever a shooter goes into a turret section, my mind instantly goes to, oh, so you didn't know what to put here.
That's what I'm saying.
It,
Is
like-
this one in this setting? It relates because it's like, have you seen Kung Fury?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that, where it's just over the top,
Yeah,
ridiculous
just-
shit.
80s excess.
Yeah, so
There-
this one it's fine, but if like Years of War or something, it's like okay.
There's
I
a
kinda
better
need
way
fucking turret.
to communicate how crazy it is without a
Does-
turret section.
Well, doesn't this
Epic
game
Games-
have like weaponized T-Rexes or something?
Yeah,
like
that's Little Blood Dragons.
that? Yeah.
I
so-
haven't. I mean,
They're cyborg dragons. Like dinosaurs.
Interesting.
See, but Epic Games always uses turret sections as like, oh shit, there's gonna be a lot of dudes, or oh shit, there's a big dude.
That's what I mean. But there's
big
not a
dude.
whole lot of guys. Like you cannot shoot anything
That's
and still
worse.
go past it. No, that's the point though. It's just supposed to be like an introduction. Like anything with any 80s over the top action film, there's big explosions, helicopters.
Yeah, so those
floating,
kinds of
that's-
gameplay
that's
sequences
the
are
point.
shit.
But you're missing the point. It's not about the game at that point.
just because it works with it aesthetically doesn't mean it's a good part of the game.
It's not supposed to be a
suppose,
good
but-
part of the game. It's just a visual like set piece.
So just make it a visual, make it a cutscene.
Yeah, we
it's
didn't need
the same
that. We
thing as
didn't
a
need to-
QuickTime event.
We didn't need to play that. Yeah,
Then
what's wrong
why
with
why
that?
do I have to have a QuickTime event then? I'd rather watch a cutscene than have to press a button and go, oh shit, I'm playing.
Sure, that's what I'm basically saying.
Yeah. But this isn't a QuickTime event because from the start you're holding the controller.
But yeah, anyway, after that, the tutorial's really good. Being able to throw like D20s to
I love that.
Oh right.
to distract people, fantastic.
But ripping out blue cyborg hearts to heal yourself. I don't think
Yeah.
anything is better than that.
Do they? I don't even notice if they healed myself. I use them to distract the blood dragons.
You use them to heal yourself.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you also use them to distract blood dragons.
Oh, I just kill blood dragons with my fists. It's
I-
really hard, but you can do it.
That's a good little box snippet for the game. I just kill blood dragons with my fists.
Fuck!
Yeah,
Laser raptors.
yeah. Overall, I would just say that it's very good, even as someone who doesn't like a shooter. Like shooters, I got this as a gift from a friend like years ago, and when he sent it to me on Steam, he goes, "Everybody needs a little blood dragon in their life."
Seriously.
So it's good. I hope there's no more turret sections.
No, there's not.
Thank
It's
good.
pretty repetitive. Since it's a DLC, it's just a standalone DLC, but there's not much content to it. It's like this is it. Go explore the world and kill things. Like,
It's weird.
That's it.
Because it's a DLC, but it's kind of just like another Far Cry.
It's a standalone, yeah.
Yeah.
But since it was only $15, you can't expect much,
Yeah.
and there really isn't.
I wouldn't even call it a DLC because you don't have to own the original game to play it.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
own the
Oh.
original.
I just bought the compilation. That
Yeah,
had
It's like
2, 3,
the
and
only
this.
way it's a DLC is because it was Far Cry 3.
It just uses the same engine.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a spin-off, maybe.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah,
call
you
it
can call it
that?
spin-off.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's kind of like the Ballad of Gay Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh, baby.
Although you did have to have GTA 4 for Ballad of Gay Tony.
You didn't.
You could buy the 2 episodes separately.
Yeah,
You
because
buy them separately
they sell
on
them
their
on
own.
disc
Yeah, I had
separately.
that.
Just
You
episodes.
didn't need the original.
Huh.
You
No,
can-
it was an option.
What?
I was saying it was an option to get it on its own.
Yeah, you can buy the discs
Yeah.
separately for episodes of Liberty City.
Yeah, it's good. That's all. I mean, that's all I really got to say about it. Aesthetically, it's fantastic. The storyline's like really over the top. I really like Spider. It's like it's in my head, it's Lee from The Walking Dead. Like that's just, I like hearing his voice because he has a fantastic voice.
Is it actually the guy who voices Lee?
I'm
Or-
fairly confident. I haven't looked it up, but he has a
Yeah.
very distinct voice.
Yeah.
If it's not him, then I'm just gonna. I don't want it to not be him, so I don't want to look it up.
Yeah.
I was going to say
Oh,
you have a
that's-
computer to look it up.
I thought the barbarian in Diablo 3 might have been Lee. Looked it up. It was not. And yeah, that did diminish my enjoyment.
Damn.
He just has such a good voice.
It's a great voice.
Like it's almost as like it's probably my second favorite voice, just as like a single character is Lee. For whatever reason, I love Deckard Cain in Diablo.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people do for some reason. I don't get it.
Diablo.
Yeah, I can't believe they got Sean Connery to do that voice, but he did.
It's wonderful.
All right, that's basically all I gotta say. Obviously, you've played it, Brandon and Connor. Have either one of you played, or Miguel or Adam played Blood Dragon?
I think I've played the tutorial.
Yeah.
Can we
And
watch
then you
this?
didn't because of the tutorial section.
Yeah.
I mean, because of the,
Turret
section,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that does not pull you into a game.
No.
It's for
David,
like less
Ben
than a
White.
minute. It's
Yeah.
literally like a couple seconds.
Wait, so you haven't played it because of that? You said?
No, I played the what's it called, the demo,
Oh,
and it still didn't super interest me, so I just didn't play it.
Pretty much the whole game is just capturing points and literally just walking in and killing people. That's it. There is
Yeah.
a story and it's like destroying a missile base.
So it's Far Cry. Just
Oh, is
with
that
silly
how the
shit.
other Far Cries are?
yeah.
I don't like them.
Oh yeah, he was in Arkham Knight too.
That guy looks really
Lucas.
familiar. Who the fuck is he?
David.
Dave Fenway.
He's been in 158 things.
Yeah, but I know his look.
Whoa.
I don't know. Obviously you saw him in the Nut Job too.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
That's the guy.
Yeah,
Must have been.
Nutty by nature. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No,
He's
he
not
wasn't.
Jesus
He wasn't in
Christ.
Far Cry.
Oh.
Huh.
I don't like the game anymore.
Oh no! He's in Bayonetta 2? What the fuck? Oh,
He was-
he's Rodon?
He was in Evolve, the runaway success.
Yeah.
He was in Skylanders Trap Team.
You see who he is? He's one of the main characters in Bayonetta. He's the guy who runs the gates of hell. That's
Anyway,
I've played it.
so Monster
dope. Have we
Hunter.
had this conversation about... Sorry,
Yeah.
you mentioned Monster Hunter.
I knew that would work.
Have any of you guys played Monster Hunter?
What,
Yeah.
the first
I have
It's the
not.
original one.
Oh, the
No.
original. Very little of it
Really?
when I was a kid.
And you enjoy this one?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
Because, I
played
don't
it
know.
on handheld. I played it on PSP.
Yeah, Monster Hunter, I played... That's the most PS2 I played was Monster Hunter. A whole fuck ton of it. And then I bought a PSP for Monster Hunter 2 and hurt my hands to hell and decided I can't play handheld games anymore. So it's because of Monster Hunter that I can't play handhelds. Then I bought a 3DS XL for Monster Hunter 3 and a couple months later traded it in with the Monster Hunter 3 pre-installed because I was like, this fucking sucks.
The
It's
handheld
garbage,
play.
yeah. Just that game, yeah, it just does not work handheld at all.
I played it, but I was playing on the Wii U, so I could use
Oh,
a
okay.
controller.
I forgot they had that, yeah.
Yeah.
I never could get Try on the Wii. It looked really hard, and I just gave up because I'm like, it's just whatever.
I played it on Monster Hunter Freedom 2 on
Yeah.
the PSP.
Hurt
Quite
your
enjoyed
hands.
that.
It's wonderful.
I didn't have a problem with that, probably because I have small hands.
You have small
but,
hands, that's right.
And then
Doesn't
I
bother
played.
me.
I didn't play fully, but because my PSP actually burned in the house fire. I played,
Wow.
Fucking Freedom Unite though was pretty good, and I was trying to play it again, but it's like no one has a PSP anymore, so like playing with people just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before World, I only played 3, and I tried 4 on the 3DS for a bit, but I can't play on a.
I would recommend going back and playing the PS2 because it's like the way I played like Dark Souls and stuff was Bloodborne and then Dark Souls 3 and then Dark Souls 1, and I appreciated the first Dark Souls so much more because of that, because I played 3.
I appreciate 1 more because of the ones that come out.
Okay,
Actually,
fair.
like as they come out, I'm just like, oh man, Dark Souls was kind of a fucking masterpiece.
I don't know.
So is that because you think they're not as good or what?
Usually, yeah. Or no, not usually, but yeah.
I mean, I love the gameplay in Dark Souls 3, but I appreciate Dark Souls 1 so much. But Monster Hunter 1 was so unique, and that's why I hated the handheld ones, because they changed the mechanics completely. This one, I'm okay with it because it's on console, and I know how control schemes
Playable.
change. Yeah, because on PS1, there was no lock-on monsters, so that made it cool, too, and added element of difficulty.
I never use the lock on. That shit's kind
It
of.
sucks sometimes. I turned it
Yeah.
off of Little Monsters. That helps a lot.
That it used to fuck with me too on PSP, like the lock on, especially
Yeah.
like when they jump behind you and it's like whoa,
Yeah,
everything's just
I leave
fucked
that
up.
shit
You're
off.
finding an Otogar, I can't say it. It's a big red Oni-looking thing that squeals like a
Odiuga?
pig.
Oh,
It's in the Veil
Fucking
in the
hell.
new one.
Yeah,
that thing-
I just got there.
If
so I
you're
don't-
locked onto that thing, you're gonna get motion sickness.
Yeah, I never lock on.
Yeah.
I have not locked
I mean,
on.
be careful trying to fight it with something that's not a dual swords or a katana because it's fast. But this one has something that's really cool that was only in the first game that I appreciate, which was the in the first game there was something called the Lao Shan Lung, where the monster is so big you can't fight it because you just have to stand on the side and follow it and shoot it. And then when it gets to
Yeah,
the
they
door,
they had one of those. I don't know which one. Whatever the PSP one I played, they had that where it was just like this gigantic fucking thing, and it was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you had
they
to
did have
kill it
Lao Shan
before
Lung.
you walked. Kill it before it walked to the city.
yeah. So this one has the Zora Magdaros, and I thought it was gonna be bigger, to be honest. The way they
It's
explained
huge.
it, it's big, but I'm walking around on it like I can see the end of it. I expected it to be like an island size. Not
It's what's weird
a
is
hill.
it seems smaller when you're on it.
Yeah, right.
In the cutscene and all, it's fucking colossal. It's big. It's as
Exactly.
big as the island. When they show it walk into the island, yeah, it's taller than the fucking
Like it
mountains
has
there.
all those ships. It has like 10 ships, and that's only on the top of its
Yeah.
mountain. And then you're walking on it like, oh, I can see its head from the tail.
Yeah, there's a weird scale thing going on there.
But regardless, having that aspect again, having something, that kind of gameplay was really, really exciting to me. Mm-hmm. Oh, but I missed what I was going to say. The way you fought in the first game was with the analog stick, and it was very, very, very cool. and I
What?
wish I could try it in this.
Like you tilt
Yeah,
it with the
You-
analog stick
however
to
you
attack.
swing it, that's how you swing your sword.
That is
Okay.
It was
very similar in a game called Fight Night. They started doing that
Oh,
in Fight Night
interesting.
Round 3, to where you would use the right stick, and like depending on if like you did a quarter circle, like your guy would do a round, or if you did like an
Nice.
up down, he would do an uppercut, and depending on which direction you do, to use your left or right hand. It's really fun.
Yeah, it
That's-
makes it super interesting. But I understand why they did it differently in this one. But what?
Skate 3, or well,
I was
this
about
whole
to say
Skate
Skate.
series has the same basic idea too.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
control the feet.
It's
Right.
exactly. It's kind of like, I mean, the only game that I play now that does it is MLB. Like you can use it to
'Cause you don't
swing.
have to
Oh, that's
turn
so
the camera
cool.
in fucking MLB.
Yeah, you don't have to.
That's my concern about that.
It was the bumpers.
Yeah, I hate that.
But Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts,
but-
Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, everything on PS2 was like that back then.
But that's
Yeah,
because
you-
for some reason that was the thing back then.
right. Analog sticks were new. Or dual analog
Right.
sticks was a new concept. Like
Yeah.
PS1 had one towards the end of its lifespan, but it had nothing that used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then PS2 came out and everybody was like, oh, we're still going to use the bumpers to turn. What's this other thing going to do? Even Kingdom Hearts that cycled through your items. I
Yeah,
think.
that's. I'm glad we got to the right
Exactly.
stick is camera.
That's
setup.
why now it works really well on Monster Hunter 4 or on PS4.
Have you guys ever gone back to the PS2 and tried to play, like, sometimes you play a random shooter, and before they had it to where right is the camera and left is how you move, it was backwards. That's just how it
Really?
was.
Yeah, it's
Like,
soft.
I think it was called Furry something. You played as, like, stuffed animals, and you were shooting each other, right?
Yeah.
Furry Vengeance, I think it was called,
Shooting each
right?
other with what?
Guns. You...
Okay.
Gift
So
juice.
you just like you're trying to play, and the right stick is how you move, and you're controlling with the left. And I
Oh,
finally
no.
I felt like a non-gamer like the first time they ever tried to pick up a controller, because I'm just like, oh god.
I'm still trying to figure shit out.
Dude, there's nothing like more painful, I guess, like to your brain than watching someone not be able to move and turn their camera at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
frustrating.
Holy fuck.
That's what happens when you give a controller to my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Holy
I was like having him try, and he couldn't get it, and he's like, I can't do it.
Dude,
No.
yeah. I feel terrible. I feel like they're like
Missing
stupid.
out. Oh,
Like, I'm
That's
just
not
like,
nice.
dude, that's just the feeling I get. I'm like, does your brain not work? Like, can you not?
I know, but that's just
Process
because it's
that?
ingrained in our brain and we grew up with it. you
Right.
know?
Yeah, I know. I know
We
it's
adapted.
rational to think
Yeah.
that way.
Something also about this new Monster Hunter is so the Diablos.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter 1 is something I used to farm like the shit out of because it wasn't hard.
Right.
Like you can just sit there with a lance and just poke it, and every 3 it would just stun, and you can just keep doing that. And they weren't that big. And I see a Diablos in this, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah! Wow, he's twice as big as they used to be,
Dude, the first time I
and
encountered
twice
one,
as strong.
the first time I encountered one in this one, I was in the Wildspire Waste, the
Yeah,
desert
yeah.
part, and we were fighting a Baroth. We were trying to capture it, and the motherfucker comes out of nowhere and breaks the floor underneath.
Yeah,
The
he
like
does
the
that.
bedrock or whatever, not bedrock, the like rock underneath, and fucking one of
Sucks
my
it
buddies
in.
falls down, and I think he got smashed by it and died.
I mean, that thing, if you're not ready, it'll kill you in one hit.
Yeah.
Even I'm only hunter rank 10, but my gear is very, very good. Mm-hmm. And
I'm only 8.
like it's all yellow gear
Mm-hmm.
and everything, even weapons, but it still can kill me in 2 hits.
Yeah, I like just fought the Legiana.
That thing, oh, dude, those things are the best. If you have a longsword, that thing is built to fight with a longsword because it's so easy. And
Sounds
it's
about
so
right.
much fun.
It was I use a hammer.
Oh,
Oh
shoot.
my god.
There's a move with the katana where you do a combo, charge it up, and then you do a stab, which launches you in the air, and you do a down stab.
Oh, cool.
Or a down slash, and it like cuts them, and it brings it right down to the ground, and then you can just keep doing the same combo.
Oh, okay. That's even. I was gonna say, hopefully
so
you can
much
mount
fun.
from there, but that's even better if you bring it down.
Oh, speaking of the mounting, you know you can change your automatic shoutouts, and it
You-
doesn't
what?
bleep things out.
Oh no, I didn't. I'm gonna abuse that.
Yeah, I have a female character, and every time I mount something, it goes, "My pussy!"
Oh, like
Oh,
Game
no.
Grumps?
Really funny.
good.
What is?
I
what
hope
is this
I hope that's a
feature?
Game Grumps reference.
Oh, and yeah, it is.
Okay,
In Monster Hunter, you can mount things.
you
Right.
the big ass monsters, you can jump on them, and
Right.
the default shout out in the like chat feed will be like, "I've mounted the monster."
And you can adjust you can change what it says every time you do a shout out.
Huh.
So I have like a different thing for like every time. If it says like good work and that'll pop up, it just says I have to pee.
So-
changes to weird shit.
So this is a text shout out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just
Oh,
pops
okay.
up on the
Yeah,
right.
it shows your name and it pops up on the right.
Like if someone puts down a trap, it'll say like I just placed a trap. And so you can kind of get a visual and go, "Oh, I'm going to lure the monster over
Missed
here."
opportunity for text to chat there.
I have a lot.
Do you know
You can
if
change it.
I haven't? I don't want to. Never mind. I don't want to Google it. Do you know if attacking a monster that's mounted still fucks up the person that's mounting it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, good.
Because every time someone's on a monster, I get mad that I'm not doing it, so I start fighting the monster.
Selfish.
It's a blast.
What, getting on the monsters?
The entire game.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god.
having so much fun with it. Because I always felt that if you've played a Monster Hunter game, you've played all Monster Hunter games.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the way you described the first one sounds like, even though I don't think I'm going to enjoy it with the whole camera scheme thing,
You'll
that
appreciate
does
where
sound
it
unique
started.
enough. Yeah, that I should like go back and see how far we've come.
With this one, I even for the first day, I was trying to attack with the analog stick because I haven't played it in like 10 years, but it's still in my brain that when I see Monster Hunter on a console, to swing with the analog stick. So I kept trying to do it, and the camera would whoop.
I try to roll with circles so fucking
Oh,
often.
right? Right?
That's the Dark Souls roll.
Right.
But also Neo is X to dodge, so I just go, okay, it's Neo.
Oh.
You gotta dodge
Oh,
that.
dude, yeah, I think that was one of the things when I was trying Neo on our buddy's laptop, I was just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
You can change all the controls to be Dark Souls controls except the dodge button. So that's everything I did.
Oh boy.
Me and my friends started speculating and saying, why don't we just say Monster Hunter? Since it plays like Dark Souls, is the prehistoric Dark Souls in the same universe. And everything that evolved are the ancient dragons in Dark Souls.
Jesus. Because
Makes me happy.
Headcanon.
It makes me happy.
I think of it's probably like one of the biggest influences to the gameplay of Dark Souls.
Yeah, maybe that's why I picked up on those games so easily and quickly, was because as a kid I played a lot of Monster Hunter. And I was like, oh. And I didn't think of it. Like I just thought, oh, third-person action RPG, this is a blast. Then when I start playing Monster Hunter, every time it's just kind of like, oh, cool, Monster Hunter. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is where it came from.
Yeah, I've never had a control scheme feel more like perfect than in Dark Souls. Like that shit just makes sense. To
Right?
Your brain and
Controlling
everything.
a camera and attacking with your fingers. Like, why attack with the face button when you have a camera to control at the same time? Right?
It feels so good. Oh my god.
Talk about
I
it.
can't wait for Dark Souls on Switch.
That is gonna be good.
I'm gonna bring that to the studio and just be fucking playing that during the show.
I'll get it eventually.
Matter of fact, I quit the show. No.
I'll get a Switch when Bayonetta 3 comes out.
So you've got about a minute and a half till
break.
breaky time.
Oh, shit.
Cool.
And in the second half of the show, we'll just be talking about more gaming shit.
Yeah, good stuff. Oh shit.
Why,
Jesus
why
Christ.
would you do
I was
that?
trying to clap, but the mic got in the way.
Sure, yeah. That's how it went.
You missed.
What the fuck is the Google thing today?
I don't know.
Click it. What is
Well, I think if you just
Carter G. Woodson, American
Lord
historian,
Son?
author, journalist, and founder of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History.
Oh, because it's African American Month, because it's
it's African?
Or was it Black History?
African American History Month or
Black
it was
History
Black
Month.
History
Black
Month.
History
it's
Month?
the same
Okay,
thing.
because
not really. There's
Well,
more. There's more black people than there are African Americans.
yeah.
African American just is black.
Black Americans.
Well, yeah,
that's the key.
When did they change the phrasing? It's always been like interchangeable.
Because people from like Trinidad are not African Americans.
Oh, whatever.
They're just
Actually, you
Africans, they're
picked the one country that's loophole. Yeah, they're considered African
That's true.
Americans.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go with
From fucking
the Congo.
I was
Yeah.
saying,
That's also
Egypt,
Africa.
Yeah, but
Egypt
they're not
is
American.
Africa.
Yeah, but they're
I
not
know it is.
American.
yeah.
If they're in
That's the
America,
thing is
they're
America.
They're
Americans.
Egyptians.
No, see, yeah. Fuck.
If they came to America, would they be Egyptian Americans?
Still part of Africa.
Okay, we're still live on YouTube, so there is that. They'll just get Mario Brothers. We've got about a minute and a half.
Okay.
$30 seconds, all silence.
You're listening to chaoticradio.com.
Ooh, welcome back to... Oh, I forgot to...
Howdy.
There we go. Welcome back to the second hour of the Kinda Gaming Show. You are listening to the Lollipop Chainsaw OST
Zed
right
boss
now.
battle.
Dope.
is that what that was?
Yeah.
It's good.
Lollipop Chainsaw or the music?
Well, I haven't
music.
played.
It's,
yeah, the music's good because I haven't played the game.
It's Zed's boss battle theme.
So did Jimmy Urine make the music as well?
For his boss fight that he was in. Because his boss fight, he's screaming. And you have to
Nice.
dodge, like, he's screaming, and you have to dodge his, like, the letters of his, like, the words he's saying, while also killing zombies trying
Who
to
made
make it to the
that game?
stage.
Because I've always wanted to play, but I didn't know how the game was.
I don't remember who made it. Lollipop Chainsaw, the aesthetic and music are better than the game.
Okay, that's
And the humor.
Okay.
The game itself is, like, slightly above average, I'd probably say.
It's a hack and slash, isn't it?
Yeah, but it feels clunky.
Hack and slash is
like-
a hit and miss.
I don't know if it's because like they actually stayed true. Like if you think about it, Juliet, who's the main character, she's a cheerleader, right? And she's holding this gigantic fucking chainsaw. And like it feels slow as she's trying to go around and hit things, but I'm like it should be faster. But at the same time I'm like if a small cheerleader the size of her was whipping around a chainsaw, it wouldn't be fast.
But
it's
That's you know, I
it's
mean,
a video game.
Yeah,
Exactly,
That's
like-
a weird spot to you
She's
know.
carrying her boyfriend's head on her waist.
That's
Yeah, it's
cool.
amazing.
Who continues to talk.
My favorite part
dope.
of the game is when like you hit your special mode and all the music stops and starts playing Lollipop, like Lollipop, Lollipop, and you start killing the zombies, and as you do, their heads fly off and rainbows start coming out of their heads as
pretty
blood, and it's
That reminds me
fantastic.
of what is the pyro? Is it in
Oh,
Pyro
Team
and
TF2.
Fortress.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
That was a good little SFM that they made.
So what you're saying is it's not platinum quality.
No,
Platinum
it's
games.
better than God of War, not as
Okay,
good
good.
as Platinum.
Okay, well, I mean, God of War is not unplayable.
No, and
Almost.
God of War, I feel like I think we've talked about this, was good for when it came out.
Yeah,
it just
PS2
hasn't
is
aged well.
fine. Yeah.
Like God of War 3, I've heard is good, like to the point where they remastered it. I haven't played that one.
It should
I've-
have stayed on PS3 to be honest, because
Yeah?
on PS4 it feels aged.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
I've heard that one's good, even like by today's standards, in somewhat.
I
But
prefer Dante's Inferno. It plays
prefer-
exactly
I
the
prefer
same.
DMC.
Man, the problem with
That's
Dante's Inferno,
totally good.
it was so beautiful when you started. It's got
Yeah.
these big landscapes and like sprawling like demons and all that stuff, and it just looks amazing. And then you can tell that the developers just kind of stopped giving a shit as the game went on. Because
Yeah.
like the landscapes got smaller, and then like the actual design, like the enemies started repeating themselves. There was like no more introduction of new stuff. And then I think the whole last like couple hours in the game, it was just going down like an elevator and you're just fighting shit.
I didn't get to the end, to be honest. But some of the bosses I liked because I like a boss that repulses me, where it's like I don't want to get close to it. Because like in video games, you just want to like fuck this thing up. And Ludwig was a good one in Bloodborne. Like I did not want to look at that guy. But it's incredible. And then same with like one of the first bosses in Dante's Inferno, like it was a woman, and like out of her nipples, like things were like crawling out of it, like bugs and shit.
Oh
like,
Lord!
I don't want to look at this game.
It's horrific. It's like they really they took the whole aspects of hell and just made it crazy looking.
Yeah, so I appreciated that, but I mean,
like I said, it's like if it just kept it going throughout the whole game, it would have been like one of those big top like, ooh, dude, everyone should play this. But then about like
because I remember when it came out, it got shit on.
Yeah, because it was like after about the first third, it just starts becoming a grind. Really, it's like they don't introduce anything new, and it just goes through.
What blows my mind the most about that game is it's made by Visceral and EA, the same team behind all 3 Dead Space games.
Huh.
Like, what the fuck is that about? I was talking to my friend, and he was like,
I
"Oh,
think
it's
you're on the wrong
the
side of your mic.
Santa Monica Studios." I'm like, "That's not Santa Monica Studios. It clearly says EA Visceral Games."
Yeah, it's one of those games. I feel like every time I see it at Game Shack, it's like $5.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, Con Man, is the game worth $5?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's based on a book, and it follows it pretty well. So.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
I mean, he doesn't fight anyone in the book, and he kind of just sits there with Virgil, and he it's the book was definitely a political commentary of Italy at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, it follows the story of like the man and the woman and going to hell, the 7 stages.
Yeah,
to an extent.
I think you could say it follows the theme, but not necessarily.
It doesn't follow the story
book.
really.
Okay.
Yeah, the theme's there, but yeah, he goes into hell, and like Beatrice isn't in hell. Beatrice is actually at the side, like this seat next to God and everything. Yeah, like you go all the way onto Paradiso, and yeah, it's a political commentary on Italy at the time. So, like, there are direct links. Like he quotes like the stuff he says is directly targeting people at the time who were like businessmen.
Is the game cringy? I feel like at a certain point, like. It can
like
almost become too... No, not in the violence. I mean, like, when you take something that has that source material, there's always the chance that you go almost, like, too far and it becomes, like, too edgelordy.
Maybe
it's hell.
Yeah, maybe when you fight... Or is it Satan that has the 13-inch dick? Satan? Like, it's pretty weird.
It's just... So Dante's Inferno, the book, is not a fighting book.
No, I read it...
Right, but what I mean is, like...
I read it in high school.
Yeah. So... And... just but
value
it's hell, and then you're a crusader and you just kill shit. It's good, like it's fun in that sense, and like I said, $5 definitely would recommend it. So
is that a game that you feel needs another chance?
I had fun.
Like either with like a Dante's Inferno 2 or maybe just like a $20 remaster.
They'd have to rebuild it.
I would just say just keep it as is and just play it on an old system. Just pick it up for $5.
Based on the way you make it sounds like funding got cut for the game.
Yeah,
it sounds like they were developing it,
and they were
like,
or something. Yeah, they were like, "Hey, you got to come out with this game this year," and it's like, "Oh, okay, shit."
Yeah.
But comparing it to like God of War, because it plays very, very similar to God of War, it just feels a lot better because you have, I don't know, the scythe is a lot more fun to play with than what do you use, the Chaos?
You use
blade,
a lot of things in God of War.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
You
I've only ever used because in the first one, can you change weapons? Because I know at the end you unlock like briefcases.
Yeah,
and that's
you
fun,
in the first one you have the regular, the two
Chaos
blades,
yeah.
but you also have like this really heavy purple sword.
Why did I never get any
You
of
have
those
the
weapons?
Sword of Olympus because
Yeah.
you didn't level up.
I guess. I mean, I played the game all the way through twice and just used the blades.
Did you never upgrade your stuff?
I don't remember. It's on PS2.
Yeah, you upgrade. It's almost like playing Final Fantasy without doing the orbs.
Oh,
I did that on Final Fantasy X.
Played it on PS2, and at the time I was playing a lot of Monster Hunter.
I see.
Established that.
I played it on PS3 when the collection came out with 1 and 2.
Actually, it's a lot like what you do in God of War. It's a lot like how in Bayonetta, how you unlock weapons. like through the campaign, and you basically have to pay for them.
Brandon's
And
like,
then-
No. I'm thinking
I'm
they
just-
all kind of fight the same though. Like that's what I'm thinking.
well, I'm
is
saying
like,
you do that,
they
and then you
fight so
also
similar.
but then you also get moves as well, like throughout the campaign. It's the same thing in God of War. I mean, I don't think God of War is as good as Bayonetta, but
right.
there's like a big giant two-handed blade, the fucking Blade of Olympus, and then Poseidon's like trident and all that
Oh,
shit.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah, because Bayonetta, no matter what weapon you have, pretty much fights the same except for like a finishing move. And then Nier, made by the same people, but that every weapon is completely different.
I felt the katana and the what is it called, the dirge and something.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Those two are very different in fighting styles when it came to Bayonetta weaponry.
That is true. I need to play that again. I might get a Switch just for the first one again.
It's been a
Second
while
one's not
since I
worth
played Bayonetta. I don't remember
Oh, I love
very
that game.
much about that kind of stuff.
It's one of the best games.
I haven't played it since I originally played it and beat it. I just haven't gone back. Like, I don't play all the way through all the games I already have. It takes a lot for me to go back and play something. Like, I will probably play and beat Kingdom Hearts every few years because it's my favorite game of all time. I'm in the process probably very soon of going back and beating the Order 1886 since that was one of my favorites.
It's only like
PS4.
half a day's worth.
I should
of
go with
time.
that with you because I never played it and I was always interested in it.
Yeah, the Order, when I worked at GameStop, right? Everyone who, they would ask me for game recommendations on PS4 and they like shooters, I would tell them get the Order because it was like $6, $7. And they're like, oh, I haven't heard, I heard this game was bad. No, it's good. It just lasts 6 hours. When it came out at $60, people were pissed. Now that it's $6,
the fuck was that?
I have no idea. Now that it's $6, enjoy. Like, it's
Yeah.
great.
I think that's one that was given away on PlayStation Plus not long ago.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
That should be
Yeah.
consistently free for what it is, though.
Yeah.
It's been out since
think-
like what 2014.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty good.
Would you
actually.
say graphically it holds up?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So
Oh,
it looks
yeah.
great.
To be honest, The Order 1886 is probably still one of the top 5 best looking games on PS4.
Want to know something
maybe they
funny?
should-
Maybe.
Order 1886, just a quick little fun fact. It's one of the few games that actually supports ultra wide on the system.
Oh yeah, because of the ratio they put it at.
Yeah, so when you play it on an ultra wide monitor, it fills
Just
the
full
whole thing.
screen.
and it
Oh,
looks
did
great.
it?
It's nice.
Evil Within do that though.
Well, that's why I said one
He's
of
a
them.
one
Oh,
of
one
you.
of them. Okay.
Yeah.
But what if one day they decided going forward, the Order is going to be a free game as like a sort of tech demo or something.
It would probably be a good idea considering it didn't sell well.
Right.
It had bad publicity.
yeah.
Yeah.
It had great publicity before the game came
Yeah.
out.
And
It
that's
was-
why it was disappointing.
Until
no.
the first 3 days before the game came out, then it came out.
Well, I remember
Yeah.
people criticized the letterboxing. They criticized the frame rate.
I never noticed the frame rate, though I played it
Well-
a bit after launch, so they probably patched it.
People
Well-
want unlocked frame rates.
Yeah. Well, one thing is, you can make a decision that's like, people will go, oh, well, that sucks. But I've noticed that once a developer makes an excuse that people find unacceptable, then they'll ridicule it. Like the Battlefront 2, the sense of accomplishment thing. At the time, they had said that the reason for the frame rate on the Order was that they wanted to create a quote-unquote cinematic experience.
Yeah.
And
A
people,
lot of
They want
developers
to do
throughout the
24
time.
FPS.
That was for the
I-
letterbox. Oh yeah, the 24 FPS was that. The letterboxing was also for cinematic, and people were like, "No, you're trying to get more frame. You're trying to get playable frames out."
Yeah, and and also the 24 because as opposed to 30 because 24 is a film
What they use
frame
in
rate.
film.
Right.
I prefer
Yeah.
that though. I really like that cinematic feel on a game.
That
Yeah, but you don't get actual motion blur in a digitally
Yeah.
rendered thing. Whereas with film, you are getting true motion
I
blur.
will-
I
because
see
of
what you're
reality.
saying.
I will say that game, I think, is the only game I've played where I'm watching a cutscene and then it goes into gameplay and I don't realize it's gone into gameplay and the dude's just sitting like there's this scene or area where he's like on a blimp and you're going down the blimp and there's a cutscene going into it and I'm just sitting like, why is he not going down the blimp? And and then I'm like, oh
sweet.
shit. Like that game looks so good.
You know what's funny is Battlefield 1 did that too. Like they would go in and then it would be showing the cutscene and then it would be showing it in like the person's eyes and they'd be walking and doing shit and then it was like Take the controls, buddy.
Right.
Andrew, did you turn your mic up?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's just speaking with more inflection and getting closer to it.
I remember the first game to do that to me, believe it or not, like looking back at it now, was Doom 3.
Yeah, Doom 3 did that a lot.
I remember the very first time you take control, it zooms in from behind your character and like goes through their head into the first person view. And yeah, I remember sitting there for a couple seconds and like, you know, as terrible as the game looks now, amazingly. Yeah, that was.
It was definitely good looking at the time.
I have a love-hate relationship with stuff like that because like I'll go back. I remember playing Here Comes the Pain on PS2, which is a wrestling game.
Oh, right.
Right. And I would play it, and I remember watching the entrances of the wrestlers, and like the music's going, and they're going out. I'm like, holy crap, this looks so good.
Yeah.
Right. And then I go back, and I've played the game recently, and I'm like, holy crap, they are so polygony.
Like
that's-
Polygonal?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so weird how games age through perception.
Oh, yeah.
And I truly feel like the Order, and maybe I will look back at this and find this statement ridiculous,
Oh, yeah.
but the Order I feel like is going to age well.
We're getting to a point where there's probably not, you know, so many more polygons you can add to the point where
It's post processing that's going to get better. Also, hair
yeah.
hair rendering is
Some of-
still
yeah.
like
Games-
there's a lot to be desired.
Some games
like-
are doing really well with hair. Monster Hunter
Yeah.
did a decent job.
Resident Evil looks
Seven,
great,
yeah.
but
See, we think that now because they're
No,
getting better.
In game though, like they
Yeah.
still can't make long-haired
Oh, yeah,
females
that's
look very good yet.
exactly what I was gonna say. They look like WWE creative wrestlers.
Yeah, it's like they have to go with solid mass for long hair, or it's like a lot of game devs they're just cheating and saying short hair, and it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like okay, as long as it doesn't collide with their shoulders, we're good.
That don't befriend me.
Back onto the cutting edge of graphics technology, Tomb Raider. You know, that was a big thing back then, was the Tress effects, the NVIDIA thing for her hair
Yeah.
was like its own feature. And that was part of the reason they were benchmarking with it.
Yeah,
That reminds
the,
me of CryEngine 3, top secret Toad tessellation technology.
There's also the NVIDIA GameWorks or Hairworks that was in
That's
Witcher
what-
3.
That's what it was,
And
Hairworks. What the hell is Tress effects then? What was
That
it?
is a thing. What the fuck
I
was
just,
that again?
I just pulled like random GPU jargon out of my
Right?
Right? Yeah, it's something you saw on
The,
an infographic for a
This
GPU.
is
Tress Effects
Wild
is
to
a
look at.
styling gel for your hair.
That's wait,
The,
how'd you spell it?
Well, I put TRES, but then it's a TRESS.
Oh, it might be Tess then, like tessellation.
Tesseract.
Tress FX, like letter F, letter X.
That's what I did, but then yeah, it came up with the styling gel. It's pretty funny.
that what it is?
Speaking of Tomb Raider, I've just played like
Oh yeah,
the intro.
Tress Effects was the one that was used on Tomb Raider. Here it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm a genius still.
And
It's okay.
you are, yeah. I was playing it, and I had forgotten like that she fell onto the spike that
the
just like
rebar.
goes through her.
Her jaw. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa, her,
No,
oh,
that's
that's like
the
the death one. No,
Yeah.
the
Goes through her gut in the actual.
Oh,
game.
that
Yeah,
one.
there's an
the one
unavoidable
that's
one.
supposed to happen.
yeah. And I forgot that happened because it's been years since I've played it, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, oh fuck, like. Yeah, I know. It's because my voice just sounds like a woman when
You just
I
got closer
try.
to the mic.
Yeah, well,
Back up when you yell.
no, okay. Just man, that moment. It's kind of like the same thing with spoiler with The Last of Us. Have you played The Last of Us?
Oh yeah, I have one in mind right now. I'm wondering
Okay,
if you're
yeah,
thinking
when
the same
like,
thing.
Joel goes
The rebar.
down and
Oh, I was thinking
What
of
are you
something else.
thinking of?
I'm thinking of what do you call the like? You fight it. I think you see it for the first time in the gym of the high school.
Oh
the big
yeah,
dude
when it fucking
rips his jaws open.
Yeah, when he King Kongs him.
Yeah,
What happened first, that or King Kong?
I don't.
When
I
did that
don't-
King Kong movie come out?
like
Long-
2005.
Oh, okay.
You remember
The one where he's
Jack
like-
Black? That's old as fuck.
Is that
Oh,
the
yeah.
It's like 2006.
That's the one where like
Is that the
he-
one where he just rips
I-
the T-Rex's mouth open?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was the new one
I
or
haven't
if I
seen
was
the
just
new one. So.
By the way, when you for whatever reason when you put your hands like this and like do that, it makes me think of Saw. Like
Oh, the bear trap
the
thing.
bear
Yeah.
trap.
Oh yeah.
What a movie. Saw 1.
It makes me think of the movie Mirrors. Oh, that's a scary, because then you get to see something really scary of someone doing that to themselves in a reflection, and then seeing them without hands and what it looks like without arms covering what it looks like. Whoa.
I will
Okay, so like her reflection is like tearing her jaw off, but in the bathtub, she's sitting there
you just see
while
it
it's just
happening. Oh, okay.
I see.
It's disturbing as
crazy.
shit.
That sounds cool.
I will. I,
It's terrifying.
kind of on the is a little weird of a correlation to make, but I think Saw and La La Land are the only, are like I feel are like the two movies that hit me the hardest in terms of like the way it ended, like in the way of the twist.
You just pulled my favorite games of all time list
What
going
twist
on.
happened in La La Land?
For the
At the
record,
end, how they end
That
up
was the
not end-
trailer.
I didn't see the trailer.
You didn't see trailers for La La Land? You just went in blind?
Yeah,
Oh,
I haven't
because
I've-
my friends told me it was good, so I
Oh.
just went and saw it.
I saw
I
it
have
'cause
not
of-
seen La La Land. I know nothing about it.
Same.
There's
Well,
no twist. Don't
It's
listen.
something.
There is a twist if you haven't seen the trailer.
It's a beautiful story. I like the way it is.
But anyway, I'm not going to say what it is.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that the way all of us have seen Saw, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying like the way it ends, how there is a twist. Like those two are the only movies I think I've seen that left me with my jaw open, just going like no. Where with Saw made me like, holy crap, La La Land just made me like
La
cry.
La Land made me cheer. I was so
That made
happy
me
it ended
cry.
the way it did.
Have
I was like,
Have you
thank
seen The
God.
Mist?
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good one.
I have
Oh
not.
my God, that's a wonderful ending.
It probably doesn't do the book justice as a movie.
I don't know.
But
I
it's
think
like that ending
Stephen-
is awesome.
Stephen King preferred the movie ending.
Nice. That makes me happy because that was a perfect
Doesn't that
ending.
happen in the book too?
No, they totally went off the book for that.
Can
Is
we
that
spoil
Frank
the
Darabont?
ending? Have we all seen it?
That's
The
the
Mist,
best.
I'm
If Andrew
you can-
hasn't seen it,
Yeah, we can't say
I don't
it.
wanna
That's
talk
why
about
I'm
the ending.
asking.
That's the
like,
best part of the movie.
It was
I
so
have not,
fucking
so-
good.
that's like
You haven't either?
No.
Oh man, we gotta watch that.
Yeah, watch that because that's one of the best endings in a movie.
I don't think the
Like,
movie's very good, but the ending is great.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I will see. There's actually something I remember. I don't know if this is the like I like this movie. I don't know if it's the best to correlate this with, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing if a movie ends with a not happy ending. And a
Same.
lot of people
Happy is
go-
subjective.
Exactly. Well, people will go into it, and if it doesn't have a happy ending, or at least like people get upset and say it was a bad movie. The one that comes to mind is The Gray with Liam Neeson.
Oh, that
Never
was a good
saw that.
movie. That was so good.
It was really good, and the way that it ends.
That's
is
the one with the wolves.
Yeah,
right?
the wolves.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, it's good.
surprisingly
It
good.
is good.
You can
Was
spoil
is
it.
it
I'll-
surprising?
It's fine.
I thought so. I don't.
When I saw the trailers for that movie come out, I was fucking hyped. I had to see it.
Well, at the time, it was like, okay, it's Liam Neeson fighting wolves. I can imagine a lot of people didn't
Yeah.
expect much from it. But yeah, it was
be-
surprisingly,
I-
I don't want to say deep, but I mean,
That's
It-
fair. It is
it-
surprisingly deep. It gets a lot into characterization and shit.
a little
The
philosophical,
movie,
I suppose.
if you take the concept of it, the movie is better than it had any right to be. It's kind of like the way I feel. Like, man,
No.
I'm making really weird comparisons tonight. It's like the SpongeBob musical on Broadway. So much better than it has any right to be. Because if you just look at the source material, Liam Neeson versus wolves. Like, if
That's
you just
not-
look at its base,
that's
that's what people would thought.
That's just the draw in. That's what was supposed to get people to come see
It's
the
not
movie.
source material.
No, okay, that's fair. But what I'm saying, like, as people who haven't seen the movie, like you saw it, so you have different context to add to it. If someone who hasn't seen it is just going off of,
That's the thing about it. When I first saw the trailers, I didn't picture it. Oh, Liam Neeson fights wolves. It was, oh, this is going to be a gritty fucking survival movie. This is going to be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, and I thought the same thing though with the trailer.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks cool. And but the only thing the other thing I thought was, those wolves look CG.
I was going to say
shit.
they look like shit.
I just think that when you hear Samuel L. Jackson is fighting snakes on a plane, you don't expect much to be going on there. But
yeah,
you might be
that's
surprised.
kind of like. By the way, a little
Yeah, it
side
might not be as good of a movie as you thought it would be.
I think that brings me to the point. I think that's how everyone felt. Like everyone wanted to see John Wick, but the trailer was them show like the dog, and then it was just him fucking going on a murder spree, and, like kills a bunch of people for a dog.
It
But
looked
you
like
mean
it-
that's not what it's about? Because I want to see that movie because the way the trailer looked.
It's
That's
one of
funny.
my favorite movies.
It looked like it was
Oh,
going to
nice.
be super generic based on the trailer.
Yeah,
The trailer makes it look like, oh, it's going to be like a revenge porn, I guess, kind of. But
I mean-
it actually does like really great world building. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
Which
Well, the
one?
wor- the
Sorry,
world-
John Wick.
John Wick.
And the second one is really good too. Like,
That's good
It didn't
news. I wanna
fucking
watch
fail.
it.
So
the world is still just the context in which this revenge porn story happens. It really is just this whole rampage because of I guess what the dog represented, yes, but like in there isn't really that much more going on,
Except
like
for-
as far as John Wick himself's story.
Yeah, they also disrespected him completely.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, there's.
No, there's a lot going on in
Yeah,
this
there's a
story.
lot.
It's all given through exposition,
right.
but it's like it's like Dark Souls in its world. Is that there's a lot of lore.
I was gonna say I like the idea of like revenge and a lot of murder because that's what Berserk is.
It's so brutal. John Wick is so fucking brutal. I loved
Yeah.
it.
Some would say that the more killing there is, the more justice is being served.
God damn it,
Nice.
Adam.
First night. Or
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen John Wick. The closest thing
I definitely recommend it.
Dying,
Dying
Light.
Light.
That's my
Sorry,
sure.
I was thinking. I'm like, I know what it is.
The closest thing I've seen to it is Atomic Blonde, which you
Ooh,
and I
I
saw.
still haven't seen
That's a
that.
fun
Yeah,
movie.
I still
You
gotta
and
see
I
that.
saw in theaters,
Yeah.
pre-release.
It's very
cool.
fun and good.
It is good.
I'd kind of been yearning for a movie like that because I saw Salt and with
yeah.
Angelina Jolie, and I was like, oh, that was cool. It's
Yeah.
like a really like good female action hero. Like the thing she does, it makes sense and like
Yeah, there's occasionally moments in Atomic Blonde, like in some of the fight scenes, where you're just like, okay, that was like it had the like Hollywood going on with it, but for the
It's
most
so
part, it's like
brutal.
It's good.
Like just going back and watching. By the way, I went back. I'm like, holy shit.
oh yeah, some of the
Well, not only that,
loose ends and whatnot.
but
you
fucking
can see
Bill
them.
Skarsgård is in it.
Oh yeah.
Pennywise.
fucking Pennywise.
And like that before he was Pennywise, and I saw him, and I just start going like this, and no one else in the room realized it was him, and I'm just like, "What a nice boat!
Oh, no.
What a nice boat!" and everyone kept, "What are you doing?" Like it's Pennywise, the dancing cloud.
I was gonna say the only thing that could end up being an issue sometimes, like if you're watching Atomic Blonde, is there's moments where it's like it's her versus like a clearly big person, and she like throws a punch like into his chest, and it's like, okay, like no, I don't like no matter how hard she hits, it wouldn't throw a dude that size.
oh, okay.
that
I
way.
thought you were gonna say like, oh, she wouldn't be able to do anything against
Yeah,
him.
well, a shotgun
No,
blast
no,
isn't going to
it's-
knock someone
it's
down,
like-
but it does in every movie.
It's like she's, she's a very toned woman and everything. So, and she's probably like, I mean, given, I don't know what her weight would be, but like, I would say being toned and everything, put her like in the 140 area. And then it's like, this dude's like probably pushing $3, And then she does like a back fist onto him, like into his chest, and he like flies back. It's like, that
Okay.
won't happen.
Yeah,
I was like, even if you were a big motherfucker and you punched that guy.
That's why it's cool, though.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
just-
that's what I'm saying. If you give that little suspension there, but there's moments when you're watching, you're kind of like, that's a little
Really?
like for them, like they did so well on so much of it, where it's like that all made sense, like getting hit inside the fucking nose with a pair of jumper cables. But then
It's bad
Look,
choreography.
There's
Yeah.
well, that movie was kind of a coming out party for me for two of the actors in it. It was
Wait a second.
no. What I mean by coming out party is
Breaking
as in
out.
breaking. I guess either way. But I don't remember her last name. Sophia Nasgard, something like that. She's playing one of the spies in there. She was in The Mummy as the Mummy. She was also in Kingsman as
love
the
Kingsman.
bladed.
Oh, yeah, she's
right.
rad,
Bladed legs.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Right. That was her first role I've seen her in where she wasn't playing something completely ridiculous. No.
What's wrong with Kingsman? That's not ridiculous. She
No,
just has
I
knife
mean,
legs.
it's
Over the top.
she's playing a human,
I wish I had knife
like with
legs.
actual,
Wait a second. Are you implying she's not human in the Kingsman?
Yeah. What's that about?
a real person.
She is a real person.
What the fuck?
I no.
She just has amputated legs.
She's a villain.
You say
because
with
she-
people that are amputees, they're not real people?
Yes. No.
her name is Sophia Botea, by the way.
Okay.
Sophia Botea.
Batea. Okay. And that movie really solidified that. Again, I can't remember his name. The guy who is young Professor Xavier.
Oh, that guy's awesome.
James
yeah.
McAvoy.
Yeah.
There we go.
James McAvoy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
He's really
He's
good.
really good in that film.
It's funny how the Mac thing can be like said so many ways. It's just
Yeah.
depending on the name it's on.
I thought the Mac was actually spelled M-A-C.
No, it's
I've known like MacDonald. Like I've had somebody that was his friend, or I had a friend, and his name was like John MacDonald, and it was M-A-C-D-O-N-L.
Yeah.
Right.
Donald. So I always thought that
proper
was
name.
spelled.
It's funny that there's nobody. What?
I'm just playing Atomic Blonde music.
Oh, well, yeah.
Is that what all that bass is?
No, Killer Queen. The
No,
bass
that's-
is some car outside.
That's just a truck driving by.
Yeah.
Reverberates the fucking walls.
I see.
Killer Queen's a good song.
I don't, you know, there aren't very many movies that come out that I really feel the soundtrack is more than just ambient. Like very rarely. And I
It's
always really
becoming more of a
appreciated
thing.
that
John Wick is a good example.
of the music going with it.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Or Baby Driver.
Baby
I haven't
Driver's
seen it yet.
Baby
Still need
Driver's
to see Baby Driver.
We already
Basically-
mentioned Kingsman, so
yeah, Baby Driver is essentially a feature-length music video, and
it's
it's
really good.
pretty great.
I wanted to see it while I was in theaters because Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
I
think
love
I-
Scott Pilgrim.
I think the thing Andrew's getting at though with Atomic Blonde is that all the music is diegetic.
Yes.
So
I see.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is cool. Oh yeah, you've mentioned that to me before.
Yeah, and it was pretty fun. Like you're listening to a song and then like they'd turn off a radio or you know shatter a person's face into the sound system or something.
Right, that's the same thing they're doing in Baby Driver for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know if I like
or the
that.
fight scene in Kingsman, like with in the church.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Oh my god.
It sounds like getting
But it's
blue balled
playing the-
over and over.
If you,
It happens at the end. It's like it closes the scenes music.
Have you
Yeah.
seen Kingsman Part 2?
I haven't yet.
I
I'm
have.
really sad about it. I saw Baby Driver instead.
I just watched that a couple days ago. Unfortunately, to me, it felt like throughout the whole thing, there were multiple times where they were like, "We gotta top the church scene,"
Oh, was this?
and they
one?
didn't.
Oh.
They didn't.
the only,
This was only the second one.
Yeah, the Golden Circle
Oh,
was
I
the
don't know. I thought
second.
it was the third.
Kingsman 2, not to get into too much spoiler territory.
Right.
I will just say that this is actually maybe a small spoiler, but nothing specific. It needed more Channing Tatum because in the trailers they make him up as like he's going to be a very integral part.
I
of
was
the
hoping
film.
he wasn't going to be, because I don't really care.
And you will probably like it because
Okay,
he's only
cool.
in it for like 10 minutes.
He basically disappears like a third of the way into the movie and then doesn't appear until the climax.
To be completely honest, it's like they got Channing Tatum and then realized he cost too much money and then stopped him from the rest of the movie.
I mean, I think he's a funny guy. Like, I love the
21
Jump
Street.
the
Oh, yeah.
20s Jump Streets, because those are hilarious. But in this one, I'm like, it's a British film. I
And
try to keep it that way.
How do you guys feel about Channing Tatum as Gambit? That seems so strange.
I can
to
see
me.
that.
He doesn't seem.
I love this
His
song.
face
Thank
is,
you, Connor.
Yeah, his face is too boxy for Gambit.
Because that
The song is
got
called
a
Resonance by Home.
rugged.
Yes.
That's the word I was looking for. He doesn't seem rugged enough.
Gambit got a release date this year.
He's getting his own film?
Yeah, he's
Oh.
getting Gambit is getting his own standalone film.
But
with
Disney
Channing
is
Tatum.
making it? Because it is
I
X-Men
guess
and they
technically
own
now,
it
but
now.
I mean, but as far as
Yeah,
I
it has
know,
to
they're
be
gonna leave it
Disney
alone. Like they said, Disney immediately when they bought it, they were just like, no, we're leaving Deadpool alone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their Deadpool's still gonna be exactly the same. And
Okay.
oh, leave
I-
it alone. Like let them
They're
do what
not
they
gonna-
want.
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to take, like,
The
just
production
rated
studio.
R and stuff.
No, like so as far as I know, they're gonna let the same studios keep doing it. I mean, there might be, I don't know, more quips or something.
Basically, what they're saying is we're gonna let Fox be Fox, but we're putting Disney money behind that shit.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah,
we don't have to
exactly.
ruin our name by releasing an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you need to know really is that Pulp Fiction technically was a Disney movie. They owned, the I mean, I don't know how that works, but
Like, what about Reservoir Dogs that came before it? Or Jackie Brown?
I think Pulp Fiction was the start of Quentin Tarantino working with the Weinstein Company or something.
Oh.
I don't know how it all works, but with like the hierarchy at the top was, well, maybe not at the top. The Disney was up there, and yeah, technically Pulp Fiction was released by Disney.
That's funny.
In actually much sadder news, there's been nothing confirmed yet, but about an hour ago, Stan Lee was rushed to the hospital. 'Cause I guess he
Oh.
was having heart issues and was having trouble breathing.
I heard that he had already reported that he was fine.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. That last I heard is that he was getting
He-
rushed to the hospital.
It was an irregular heartbeat or something like that.
Yeah. God, he's so fucking old. It
He
can happen
is.
any goddamn day.
Yeah.
That scares me.
Cherish-
I don't really
cherish
want to
Stan
live
Lee.
in a world without Stan Lee.
Like, he made, like, Captain America and all them in the 40s.
Yeah.
Him and Jack Kirby.
That's, yeah, and it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was old enough to have his own company. It's not
Right.
just like in the 40s he was born. It's like,
Well, it's-
wow.
He was young as fuck.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like
well,
they,
still.
I think in this last year, Stan Lee filmed all of his cameos for like the next 10 Marvel movies
That's
all in
rad.
a row in like 2 days because he was like, I'm getting old. I don't know if I can keep doing it.
That's
He
cool.
doesn't
though.
know how many years he's got left. He's going to get real weird with it.
I think also a big point is it's been like statistically shown that one person will pass after their spouse has, and his wife died last July.
Yeah.
yeah.
Men apparently have a higher tendency of dying of a broken heart syndrome or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
like a
so-
named thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like that happened, and they've been married since they were in their 20s, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the Gambit movie, even though I guess 3 days ago said it was delayed, but they gave it a release date of June 7th, 2019.
The director left.
Yeah, I don't.
Ooh, Black Panther comes out this month.
Right, I see
I'm
right here.
excited.
I'm
Black
excited
Panther
for
is officially the most anticipated superhero movie ever, going by pre-ticket sales. That's pretty surprising.
Because that trailer is
It-
fucking dope.
It's really
Love that.
it's really not surprising to me considering the landscape we're in right
Yeah.
now. It's
True.
kind of okay. So I feel like Wonder Woman was a good movie,
Right.
Like legitimately, right? But I feel like Wonder Woman exceeded expectations not because of the film, but because
As a
of where we
female.
are right now as a society. And right
Right.
now we're all about women empowerment and all about standing up. And Wonder
Hmm.
Woman is like a beacon of this strong woman who didn't need anybody else and just kicked ass, right?
Right.
Same thing with Black
Well,
Panther.
that's because Civil War. Like when Civil War was coming out, Black Panther was like all I ever heard about. Like, oh, Black Panther's going to be in it. It's like I haven't heard his name in a long ass
it-
time until just now. Like,
I really feel like Black Panther is the same thing. Like people
I think-
generally are excited about Black Panther, but I feel like it's going to hit the next level just because of they're like, oh, this is an African American superhero,
Right.
and
The-
this is all about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the representation, is going a long way.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I think, that's very appreciated. I mean, obviously, I can't,
yeah, exactly.
I can't say, but
I mean,
that's the impression I get from the discussions I'm seeing on.
I don't even like the Marvel movies. I like Doctor Strange.
Oh, shit.
Sorry. I like Doctor Strange and Thor Ragnarok, and those are like the only two Disney Marvel movies that I'll actually watch more
Man.
than once. But this one I'm really excited for.
You know what the funny thing is? I don't like the Marvel movies because of all the quippiness.
Stupid
But Thor
as
Ragnarok
fuck.
is funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It was-
I love that
it was
movie.
funny. I
Joss-
didn't like it very much.
Was Joss Whedon involved
No.
in Thor Ragnarok?
No,
think
that's
so.
why it was good because he
That-
did Guardians. It sucks
Oh, he
real bad.
He was on Guardians?
I think he did the
doesn't like
second.
Guardians.
You don't like Guardians?
Oh,
Those are my favorites of the Marvels.
James Gunn
I-
did the first, and then I think Joss Whedon did the second.
Yeah, my girlfriend's a
Oh, I like the
diehard-
first one more too. I don't think I like Joss Whedon mostly.
Yeah, my girlfriend's a diehard Whedon fan, and
I hate Firefly, so I
I've-
can't get into it.
I've remarked before that if I watch a Whedon movie, you can tell within maybe like 5 minutes of dialogue that you're watching a Whedon movie. It's just quip.
It was kind of like how when Brandon and I saw Batman, and I'm sorry, what did we see? Justice League.
Oh yeah,
I
like
could
that
tell what parts were Joss Whedon and what parts were Zack Snyder. Like his Batman's on the ground and he just goes, "Oh, I'm getting old for this," and like just like little jokes like that, and it was like, "Oh, there's Joss
And-
Whedon."
It's not necessarily bad every time,
No,
but
it's not.
it is a consistent, noticeable
See,
trend.
my issue, and when Miguel and I saw Thor Ragnarok, I already wasn't a fan of Thor. I love the Marvel movies. I wasn't a fan of Thor, and that solidified I don't like Thor. He's a fucking idiot.
that was so good though. That was comedy in those movies done right, especially with Jeff
to,
Goldblum.
to me, comedy in those movies done right is Ant-Man. Ant-Man.
I didn't see that one.
I lost interest in Ant-Man while watching it.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I never saw it. It looked really lame.
I mean,
I also didn't like Civil War. I thought it was stupid as fuck.
I like.
I don't like the new Spider-Man at all.
When
Can't stand that kid.
when is Infinity War supposed to
Yeah.
come out?
this year.
Later this year, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hearing
It's the
all-
next one after Black Panther.
Okay, I keep hearing all these, Marvel movies, and I'm remembering that I had like a checklist of all these Marvel movies I still needed to see, like Ant-Man, all the Thor movies.
The first one's pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard the second
First
one
Thor?
is not great.
I didn't see it.
Well,
The first Thor?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it was
I also
pretty good.
like Natalie Portman a lot.
Okay.
and basically this time frame on which I could blow through all these movies. I have not started.
You're not
it's
missing too much. Sorry.
it's really fun. I think all of us have different favorites. You're a Thor guy.
Well, I like Thor.
What was
So
your
that's your favorite series.
What's your favorite MCU
Yeah.
movie?
I probably have to say Doctor Strange.
Okay.
What about you, Miguel?
Because of the visuals.
Guardians.
I like all of it.
I don't know. There's three that I actually like. There's only three that I really like, and that's Guardians 1, Captain America 1, and Iron Man
That was
1.
good. The first Captain was good. Iron Man was good.
I feel like I should revisit Iron Man 1 just as if I've never seen it because it's so long.
Just
ago
don't watch
now.
the second one. I didn't even
Yeah.
watch the third because the second one was really bad.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
scared.
already.
you're scared of what?
I'd be scared to rewatch Iron Man 1 because I don't know if it was the same.
or if it was just because, it was like you saw it and then it
That
just
was-
And I
became-
liked it back
It
then.
It
when
was one of the
fresh.
first ones. Like
Right,
it was
it
one of
was-
the first Marvel movies.
Yeah, when those movies were fresh, I liked Iron Man 1. And then I
Yeah.
got tired of it because each movie is just like, oh, fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd probably say my favorite is Captain America 2.
Doctor Strange is so unique, and
I know.
Benedict Cumberbatch is.
Oh, he was really good
incredible.
in it.
Yeah, if I was gonna say my top 3, it would probably be Captain America 1, Doctor Strange, and just leave it at that.
See, if I
I don't really care. I
really-
honestly I lost interest in like the Marvel movies. Like I've watched them. I was like,
I feel so
really-
happy around you guys. You agree with me on these.
I really
movies.
feel like-
Everyone
I
loves
haven't
them.
seen Guardians of the
I
Galaxy.
like most of them.
I've
I
heard
will
it's good.
I will say that up front. I don't think they are bad movies. I don't think some of them are just better. Like the Captain America 1 through 3 are probably my favorites, with Guardians like sometimes going in there depending on my mood. But the Captain America trilogy, like watching them, Miguel and I actually had a conversation about this one day.
I don't consider Civil War just Captain America though.
I do
That's
only
an Avengers movie.
I do
Yeah.
only because when I watched it, like I remember I had this conversation with my friend AJ, and he goes, "Oh, it's an Avengers movie." I'm like, "No, it's a Captain America movie." And when we saw it in theaters, we walked out, and he goes, "Oh no, it's a Captain America movie."
Iron Man's just as big a part in that as
No,
Captain
absolutely.
America.
But the difference is that the reasons why he is in there and the characters are in there is it's revolving around a Captain America story arc. It's not revolving around a Avengers story arc. They're all there because of Captain America / Bucky.
Yeah, it's
Fair.
about
That's
Captain
true.
America.
That's why they initiate the
Well,
thing.
yeah, the whole thing is set off by this idea that the Avengers need to become like this government oversight,
Sure.
like
It's-
agency.
It's one of those.
But he is the
movies-
leader, so
It's one of those movies that I feel like I was going in on Captain America's team, and then at a certain point I started being on Tony's team, and then by the end I was back on Captain America's team.
That's so weird to me.
Like that movie just hit me so hard. Like with all of, and my favorite part of that entire movie was a reference and how much Captain has stayed the same and true to his character when he's
'cause
fighting
he
with
doesn't
Tony.
know the future.
No. When he's fighting with Tony and he's getting his ass kicked, he gets up and he says, "I can do this all day." And it reminds me of the very first film when he was a small guy getting his ass kicked. Like he hasn't lost
Oh,
that
yeah.
in him.
He literally says that line.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. He literally like he's never lost himself even through all of this, and that's why like Cap beyond any of these other characters is the best because he's still him, and he will break his morals no matter what. I'm not necessarily saying he's always right, but he's always him, and that's what matters.
that's cool. I want to say something since we're on the Marvel topic.
Sure.
So I finally went on that Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Disneyland.
How was it?
yesterday. It's awful.
It's literally
For one,
it's the
no,
same
it's
ride.
not. That's why it's awful. If it was the same thing as Tower of Terror, I would be fine. But because like I don't get sick on rides, but that made me sick, not just because of the content. Like that thing, it puts you in front of a camera where there's all this stuff going on, and the thing just keeps bouncing. And
no.
then it launches you up and like does one of those floaty things where your stomach's already in your throat, and then it just keeps doing it again. And it was like 4 times. By the end, I was holding on like I need to get off this ride because it's just constantly stopping, bouncing, just boom, 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 boom.
Too bad they didn't instead do
Oh.
it with the California fucking
California Soarin'.
Soarin', yeah.
Yeah,
They are apparently. Cass was telling me that Soaring is going to be Big Hero 6.
they just redid that.
Because they're changing
I know, I was there.
that pier, and they're making it all Pixar.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Incredicoaster and the Inside Out. Ferris
I'm sorry,
wheel.
The Incredibles, not Big Hero
Pixar.
6.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
that's going to be the roller coaster, not Soarin'.
Oh,
They
I'm sorry,
wouldn't
not
change
Soaring
Soarin'.
over California.
Yeah, I'm like,
I meant
they
Cal-
just did
I'm
Soarin'. They're
sorry,
not gonna
I'm sorry.
redo Soarin'.
California Screaming
Right, it's
is
The
going to
Incredibles.
be
Oh.
yeah.
I feel like I've heard the phrase Pixar Pier. Is that something that's going in?
Yeah.
About right.
Dude, okay, I've never given a shit about Disney, but that piques my interest.
Right?
What
I
does?
love Pixar.
Me-
okay.
I like The Incredibles a lot.
Fucking love Pixar.
I feel.
I think I've.
But Big Hero 6 isn't even Pixar.
Yeah.
That's just a Disney one.
I mean,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Marvel, no? And it's,
It's
literally
Disney.
Marvel. No, Stanley's
It's-
in it. It's
also
literally
Marvel,
Marvel.
yeah.
Okay, but
property.
it's not a Pixar movie.
No,
Right.
it's a
Disney and Pixar are
animation.
two
It's a
separate
Disney,
companies.
It's a
even
Disney
though they-
animated movie.
Yeah, like Bolt and
How come we don't
all
get
these
any
other ones?
references to
Frozen?
Big Hero 6 in the fucking live action Marvel movies? They're the same universe.
true. That is true. I love
Hmm.
Big Hero 6.
Is it considered part of the MCU? I don't think it is.
Stan Lee's in it.
Doesn't
That
matter.
doesn't always.
No, I would say it doesn't matter. But Stan Lee in one of these was considered a watcher who watch over everything in the Marvel cinema in the Marvel universe.
He's
But-
just a person, man.
But there are Marvel movies that predate the MCU that are not considered canon.
That
Yeah,
one, I don't know
Spider-Man.
if it is.
Huh?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spooderman.
It's a Marvel
yeah,
movie
there's
that's
the Fox
not
movies that
part
are
of-
not part of the MCU.
Oh,
and
Yeah.
Stan Lee's in them.
Thank God Fantastic Four isn't a part of it.
The both of them. 3 of them. There's 3 of them.
Although one wasn't
When
released.
I was little, I watched the Fantastic Four movies and I thought they were all right.
Me too.
yeah, same.
Me too.
Like I watched them, but I'm afraid to go back because people always say they're really bad. The only
Oh,
thing
yeah.
I've heard good about it is the guy who plays the Thing. Apparently, he's genuinely really good. in
Yeah,
that
he's
role.
not bad.
Is it Vincent D'Onofrio?
I don't know. Who
I have
it
no
is.
Who is
idea.
Yeah, who plays the Thing?
Okay, so Big Hero 6 is not part of the MCU.
Okay,
Thank you.
cool.
All right, we're
No, I
okay.
wouldn't have thought so.
Doesn't matter.
movie's so
What is a
fucking
part of
good,
the
though.
MCU, which actually frustrates me that they don't do it, is the Netflix series. They make constant references to the Marvel movies, and I'm like, I really wish in Infinity War they would take Daredevil from
Oh,
the Netflix
boy.
show. No, because he's like,
Oh, they wouldn't though because they would have used the Flash in Justice League. If that was
it's
the case.
the same. Well, the difference is that they're actually very confirmed that they're a part of the same thing. Like they're actually talk about it all the time. Like
Yeah,
the incident, it's a little different.
Because Universal and Warner Brothers, I mean, they're all right next to each other, and they use the same set, like sound stages and stuff. So you think like the CW characters would be the same in the films?
Yeah, you would think, but at least in that there's a reasoning. And like they've never interacted. They're not part of the same universe.
But the Marvel ones didn't either because they have all the Netflix ones that don't interact with the
No, but they
MCU.
talk about it all the time in the Marvel things. They're like, oh, the incident. Oh, the big green guy. The Iron. They
But
literally
that's
say
in
Iron
Netflix.
Man.
That's not Disney referencing the Netflix shows. And
No,
I think
but-
that's like a barrier that you need to just go both ways, not just Netflix referencing a multi-billion, trillion-dollar company that runs the
No,
world.
it's been established that it's a part of the same
Okay,
universe.
because Daredevil's my favorite.
Daredevil
Marvel
lives
hero.
in Hell's Kitchen, as
Yeah,
you know,
I
which
know.
they talk about the Avengers 1 all the time.
I didn't like Netflix's version of Daredevil.
Oh, I thought it was really good.
I really like. He's my favorite Marvel character by far, and always has been. But I did not like the show.
I really,
Not into it.
I understand. I think you, if I have had this conversation, I don't think you liked Matt Murdock, or it was too much Matt Murdock, not enough Daredevil.
Yeah, but I feel like his character was a little bit different than what I've read in the comics.
That's fair.
And I do like the old movie, the Ben Affleck one.
Batflick.
I like that one. I like the way it was done.
It's Michael Chiklis.
Michael Chiklis.
Yeah.
He recently said if they he wants to play the Thing again.
That'd be
if
cool.
if they Marvel decides to bring in the Fan Four stick
like-
into
The
MCU.
first one, they did a pretty good job. Like Doctor Doom was pretty well done.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
Who owns Fantastic Four?
It's still Fox.
Disney
It is
now?
Fox.
Yeah, that was
well,
Fox.
yeah, Disney now, but it was Fox.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Fox,
think-
Fox still owns the movie rights, right?
I feel like
don't-
I mean, Disney owns
Fan
Fox.
Four stick.
Oh,
if
that's
they're
right.
going to make a new one, it's going to be after the Infinity War,
I think.
like after they reboot
I
the
don't think they
MCU.
will.
Well, my thinking is now that they own them, they should just say, you know what, we don't want to make Fantastic Four. Fuck it. This last one, it's part of the MCU. Sure.
Oh no! I hope
yeah,
not.
yeah.
oh, that would suck.
I hope they just forget about Fantastic Four and just go. Let's just let them live their lives in dialogue. Like we'll
could
just
do that.
reference them,
Well-
but we don't have to make a movie about it.
Because the Human Torch is important in the whole Civil
That's what I
War and
mean. They
everything.
can
Oh,
talk.
so
they can
is,
talk about it, but not make another film
No,
for
Reed,
it. you
yeah,
know?
Reed Richards is
Was
like
Reed-
super important in the Infinity War Gauntlet. Like
Oh.
that
Oh,
entire
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like he is super important. He is one of him and Cable are some of the most important characters in that arc.
Well, we got Cable through Deadpool.
Yeah,
Right.
like
He's gonna be in the
pseudo,
new
but
one.
like
The thing is, they're
neither one
not.
of them.
Well, Cable's going to be in the next one.
Yeah.
That's
I
been
really
confirmed.
want, by the way, and since they own it, I've been saying this for a while now. I really want at the end of Infinity War Part 2, like at the after credit scene, to have Deadpool show up. All right, guys, let's do this. And he's just sitting there like, all right, let's do. Oh wait, it's over
No,
already.
what would be even better is if he starts doing something and Mickey Mouse is there. Like if he's having a conversation with Mickey
Oh,
Mouse.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
Because that's perfect Deadpool. That's breaking the fourth wall. That's Deadpool.
It's It also just sounds kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Deadpool killed his own parents and laughed about it.
Okay.
Like that's what he does.
No,
He's
yeah,
a shitty ass
no,
person.
I love Deadpool. I'm
Yeah.
saying that sounds shitty for the movie.
That's why it's funny.
I
It's
really
Deadpool.
kind of on the same topic. They recently they asked. Oh goodness gracious! Why am I so bad with names this evening? Hugh Jackman. They asked him, "Oh, now that Marvel owns this, are you going to come back and play Wolverine?"
No, Wolverine died.
And I haven't seen Logan yet.
You know he dies.
I didn't
That's
until
like the
actually. I
first
really
one. Wow.
didn't until Cassie said it, and I was like super pissed.
Oh, so I wasn't spoiled. Okay, good.
No, but I like every time someone says that, it reminds me like I'm trying to
It
wait until
gives
a
it
time.
away. The trailer is a
I don't
song.
watch
it's Johnny
trailers.
Cash okay.
I don't watch trailers.
Did you expect him to live? Old man Logan, where he
I
looks
had no
dead
idea
on the
what was going to
cover?
happen.
Isn't Logan set pretty significantly into the future, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how far into the future is would Infinity War be?
It's not.
Or I mean, so it's essentially present day.
yeah.
Well, that depends because that technology was pretty futuristic to me.
It depends, but
Well-
anyway, they asked him if he would do it, and he said, I've been waiting 12 years for them to buy out so I could be a part of it, but he says no,
Yes.
I'm done.
Oh, damn.
Thank God.
Because I did hear that he said he would do it one more time on the condition that he can.
He was a
join
part
up.
of the MCU, but
Right.
that was before Logan released.
Yeah.
And after, I think he's done now. Like
That's fine.
there is
He did say that he would possibly come back for a Deadpool crossover, though.
yeah.
that
that's-
makes more
that's-
sense.
That would be even better. I think.
Yeah.
like
He-
part of
he-
me.
That'd be great.
Because that
He was
Deadpool
saying-
trailer was just as much of Logan as, the
Yeah,
movie
he
was.
Like-
straight up said that though. He was like,
If-
"Hey, if they do that, if we can have, Wolverine and Deadpool, I'm down."
Like, I don't think it would work continuity wise, but I feel like the best way to introduce these new people that they bought. No, not that. Not
No,
that.
he's not talking
I'm
about
sorry.
something else. He's definitely talking
no,
about
I
something
was just
else.
saying, just do it years before.
Oh yeah,
fucking Logan.
the best way to
Yeah.
introduce all of these characters
old.
into the MCU in the Infinity War, like if Infinity War Part 1, like heroes legitimately get wiped out, like they say they're going to, like people just die, right? In the second part, they're like, holy shit, we need people. That's how you introduce people. It'd be really lazy, but that would be the best way. If you want to introduce these characters who we already know, like some of the X-Men, like you want to bring in a Deadpool or Phoenix or like the whoever Silver Surfer. I don't know.
Well, granted, it would be a
He's
lot of
important, actually.
characters. There's a lot of characters to deal with.
Like that would be the
Like-
best way to bring in.
Well, they can bring
Daredevil
Galactus
or-
in now because
Yeah.
he's X-Men.
Well, I mean, I just like that. For example, Spider-Man and Black Panther. In the MCU, we don't have to see their origin
They're-
story, especially not Spider-Man. We've seen that a million times. They just exist. You just accept that.
Yeah.
It's just understood that they're out there.
There is no way. I feel like Spider-Man is going to die
Well,
in
they-
Infinity War.
They gave the Black Panther backstory in fucking
Black-
Civil War.
Yeah, but
It
they
was
did
real quick.
No, yeah, we did. Oh yeah, I guess
That's something
they
I can
did.
appreciate
But-
about that. Actually,
I feel like
I
this-
don't like that movie so much,
I
but with
thought
how
this
they
movie
handled
was
it.
going to be kind of an origin story.
Black Panther.
Yeah, it seemed like it was kind of a rise.
There might be
Yeah, it-
some, but it's not like exclusively a origin story of Black
Oh,
Panther.
I thought this was before.
I just want to point out because we had some in the chat earlier about Channing Tatum as Gambit. He's not charming enough to be smooth as fuck Gambit.
I don't even know who I would cast as Gambit, but
I don't know, dude.
The guy who played Kyle Reese in the first Terminator or Terminator 2.
Oh,
That guy who looks like the
Is he-
comic book character.
is he too old yet?
Yeah, because that movie came out in 1990
Yeah, but he may have aged pretty
or
well.
make it
84
James
was
Franco.
the first one.
Oh, yeah. Well, no.
But look at like that actor looks like, or that drawing looks like the guy who played Kyle Reese in the first Terminator movie in '84. Not that guy.
Oh Jesus, that's what is that? A Photoshop?
That's Channing Tatum.
That's the first release poster.
I don't like it. His lips are too big.
That's it. That is. Oh no, that looks terrible.
Yeah, it looks worse than I thought it would. I thought it was gonna be good.
If the genuine reaction is, oh, is that a Photoshop?
Yeah, I know. It looks like it was just cut out and whoop.
You're sure that's the promotional image?
They're going with that?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
it's IMDb.
Oh, that was a weirdly distorted one.
That's
No,
fair.
but
It's
still, his head looks too big for some reason. His mouth is not.
Well, to be fair, there are a lot of really bad promo, Photoshops out there.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of those like
You know,
Photoshop
I mean, we could
monstrosity
have
posters.
Green Lantern.
Probably.
too, right?
do you guys watch The Walking Dead? Any of
No.
you?
Not anymore.
Okay. Did any of you guys get introduced to the character Jesus?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I hate it.
You hate- okay.
I love him in the comics. He's one of my favorite characters.
Take away the character. I mean the actor.
Oh,
Have him
yeah.
play Gambit. Like he has this. He's
I can't-
super smooth.
I can't
He has-
picture him without the beard.
Like let me look him up. I
Maybe
see
there's
him
a
with the
photo.
beard, and I see him with the cap on. I'm like, no, he's smooth as shit. He's always wearing a trench coat, and I'm like, give him a stick and some cards, and
That's what people
there
said.
he is.
When he when like people fucking met Jesus in the show because they didn't read the comics. They're like, oh shit, it's Gambit. A lot of people were calling him that on the subreddit.
Paul
funny.
Rovia.
Well,
Like you get it.
we're at
no
our last
beard.
minute here,
I can see that.
Yeah.
so
Well,
let's
yeah.
shit on Gambit a little bit more.
Shit on some more.
Well, they just
Cam. You remember when he was in a movie,
Channing Tatum just doesn't look
a
good.
really bad one with Hugh Jackman?
Was he?
Huge Jackman.
Did you not see
okay.
X-Men Origins?
Where he has that
Wolverine?
trimmed beard right there. He looks like fucking Brandon Boyd from Incubus. That looks pretty good.
People said it
Like
looked
you,
him.
you. I feel like that you put on the thing, he would be a pretty good
Yeah.
look for Gambit.
Did you guys see the X-Men Origins Wolverine? And I hope
Yeah.
you didn't.
Ooh.
It's really
He looks
bad.
like Quicksilver there. All right,
Kinda
so
does look like Quicksilver.
we want to say thank you for everybody for listening to the Kind of Gaming Show and the Kind of Movie Show. We will be live next week, hopefully. And until then, from everyone here at the Kind of Gaming Show, we want to say thank you and stay chaotic.
We love you.
Bye. Good night, everybody.
He legitimately looks like Quicksilver there.
Yeah.
Like,
The MCU one.
yeah.
MCU. Quicksilver.
That just look. He looks.
DCU. Oh, it is MCU, but he's not.